Hello, chat. It's been a while since we've done this, haven't we? Welcome back to the return of the EPrix series on F1, chat. It's been a while. It's been many weeks, but we're back. How are we all doing? And welcome to the first invitational edition of the EPrix series. We're going to go more details into this very shortly, but if you guys know who I am, which I'll be surprised if you don't, my name's Ryan, and joining me once again, of course, is my fellow co-commentator from the original EPrix series, is of course Jess. Jess, welcome back.
Thank you, Ryan. It's a pleasure to be back again, and thank you for asking me to be in the commentary box for. It's going to be another great event, I've got to say, but a lot of things have changed since we've done it the last one. A lot of unpredictability, and the drivers coming into this EPrix, they don't know what tracks they're doing.
Exactly, we'll explain that very shortly. So we'll go through the rules very quickly of the EPrix if you're new to this. So there's 3 races. We've got 55 drivers taking part in tonight's races, which is just mad. So there's 3 races. All 3 are 25% races with only 1 lap of qualifying allowed in the event. For the first time, Jess, as well, one thing to mention, setups are open for the first time in the qualifiers, which will make a massive difference, won't it?
Yes, it would. And obviously, since we don't know what the tracks are going to be, then they are allowed to have setups, because some people may not have setups for the tracks in question. So I think it's very important that they prepare well for the event, make sure they have setups for most of the tracks, and they're good to go, really. And for those that don't have setups, it's kind of like a even playing field, I've got to say. And quite a few people have spotted quite a thing that we forgot to tell the drivers. There is custom weather for both the qualifying round and the final.
Indeed, because I'm savage, because that's how I roll, you see. So that's how I go. So to qualify for the final, the top 6 in each of the 3 groups will go into that final. We've got 2 in-race stewards with us as well, so big shouts to Mark and Alex, who are going to be the stewards. And the final, Jess, is the usual proceedings, 50% with a full 18-minute qualifying as well, which is going to spice things up a bit with what I've got in store for the drivers who make it to that final.
Yeah, indeed. I know Ryan likes his custom weather, and he likes to bring a little bit of a spice into it, but I think it's going to be one of those days where Ryan may trick, that he may bring some spice, but it's probably not going to happen, but we'll find out when we get to the final.
Indeed. So I'm going to now, obviously Jess mentioned it a few times, for the first time ever in the EPrix series, all the qualifiers and the final have not been determined in terms of the track. I have made the decision on the tracks because I like to make people's lives hell for a change in the series. And this is more of, not a serious invitation, it's a bit more fun one there as well. So the first race, Jess, that I'm going to reveal right now is I'm going to set it up in the lobby right now. So the first race of the first Group A race is going to be at Mexico, Jess. Mexico for the first race, eh?
Oh, Mexico was a track that was prominent in the open lobbies with you, Ryan, and I've got to say, they have been told in the streams as well to keep an eye out on what tracks are mentioned in those streams, because that might come up, and Mexico was definitely one of those tracks. It's quite in one of the new ones as well. It's 4.3 kilometers long, and it's just a nice track, especially the stadium as well. Some people are going to be happy about it, some people are not, but it's not the worst tracks for the drivers to do, so think yourself lucky, guys.
Indeed. So some interesting names in this first group, Jess, I have to say. So there are some familiars and some new faces as well. One in particular, Jess, is Kai Bikini. We know he's a very well-known person in the community and makes his EPrix debut this evening. So how would you think he'll fare in Group A?
Well, to be honest, Group A is one of the most open groups of the lot, so he is probably relieved that he's in this group here with lots of these other drivers. I think he just wants to treat himself to see how he fares with this group first for the first invitational event, and then he'll probably shine a bit more in the other EPrix events we got on offer. But you never know, he may throw a surprise on us. He's got set up for every track according to him, so he's well prepared for this, and he's very, very excited for this. He was a last-minute entrant to this EPrix series as well, but don't forget, it's not just about him. We've got lots of other drivers in here. We've got one of the famous streamers, Dirk, in here as well. We've got Lepson, Atom, Chaddy, Sig, Sam, Danny, WG Plays, Phoenix, I said Atom, I'm not sure, Alex84, Michael Marquez, White Storm, and we've got another debutant to the EPrix series and another female, Lozzie, and from Saucy, she's very quick, Ryan.
She is. No assists, and she uses cockpit cam, which is very unique in the series. We don't really see a lot of drivers using that cockpit cam, which is a bit more difficult and challenging, which is what we like to see as well. One thing to mention as well, I want to give a big shout out to Pascal and Ben from Abruzzi, because obviously with my partnership with OLR Esports, or M Sport in real life, I had a little cheeky word with Ben, and he's allowed me to promote Abruzzi as the title sponsor of the EPrix series, and also for the event as well for today. So big shout out to them, and it's great to have them on board, of course. And good to see some of the RLR people in the chat as well. So Jake as well, and yes, I did fix the Abruzzi thing on the starting screen. So I listened to your feedback and got it all working. But Jess, why don't you take us on board with a lap here, and we'll go on board with Somali Sam as he starts his lap.
Yep, luckily I'm on board with him as well. So here we go. Sam is going on board turn 1 as well. It's situated after one of the longest straights on the F1 calendar, actually. It follows the DRS zone. To be your close to the car that head through the final corner, you should be able to go through turn 1 in the race. Swing the car to the right and mix the apex. It gives you a great angle for turns 2 and 3. Another DRS zone coming up here as well. Another very long straight around about almost at 200 miles per hour. You just be going to around about 3rd gear. Another right-hander here and moves the car to the left-hand side to get the best possible turn into the next corner. Now, these next set of corners is very, very tricky for the drivers, especially if they don't have a setup. These set of corners kind of remind me of Maggots and Beckett's, as well as Japan as well. It has also similarities to Vietnam as well. Oh, it's Sam has spun. And I think that's I need to actually see if he's invalidated, because I don't have the track map on me. No, he hasn't. So it's not going to be a pole position, but at least he could keep going, at least, Ryan.
Indeed. So back on board, we're going with 84 in the Racing Point, which, spoiler alert, if you've not seen Istanbul, you may be happy to see some good news about that one. So here he comes then across the line as Microlander Jess snacks pole. We know how quick he is, and definitely one of the favourites to win the event tonight. We'll have to wait and see. And only 4 people got disqualified, Jess, for corner cutting, which is surprising considering this track is very well known for strict people cutting the corners.
Yes, and very, very good lap times actually as well. 84, the guy that we were going on board with, was in P9, so not too bad. And don't forget the top 6 can qualify. And I've got to say, Michael Lander looked very, very good in the last E3 series. So did White Storm, so it's not a surprise to see him up there. Obviously, the debutant, Kai, doing very well in P2, so you never know if he stays up there in the race, and he can actually have a potential of qualifying as well. Alex and WD Trades has done well as well. Phoenix in that bubble, and so has Dirt. We got Lozzie in 8th, 84 9th. Then we got Lepson, Sam, and Atom being your last qualifiers with a time. Then we have Marquez, Danny, Sig, and Charlie, the only people to not set a lap. And typical that the one out of the 4 people to set a lap, 2 of them are very own moderators. Tut tut.
Yes, I've got to say, yeah, very naughty. Just want to give a big shout out, by the way, to Iron Giant TTV, who subscribed back again for 5 months in a row. And chat subscribers, you know what to do if anybody resubscribes or is a new subscriber. You know what to do in the chat. You know what you need to do. But it is great, as I said, to bring this back. And a lot of you have requested this back. You were asking where it went. Obviously, I was a bit busy with a certain wedding that I had as well, so obviously that's all sorted. The EPrix are back, and they're going to be obviously a bit better than it was before. We did take some feedback from yous, and we have taken it on board, and we hopefully have made this a bit better for yous to enjoy the action on board. One thing we didn't mention as well, Jess, there potentially could be a giveaway in this stream, isn't there?
Yes, there is, and we're not that far off it. Potentially. Yes, potentially. We're not that far off it. 7,417, and if we get 7,500 by the end of this stream, then we could see someone who's not a sub actually get gift a sub. So, yeah, that is great news. If you don't have a first or will next to your name, then stay put and invite your friends. And thanks to our latest follower, Cliff does Twitch as well. So, welcome. And we got Nate Clark MC as well. So, welcome to both of you.
Indeed. So, off they go then for the formation lap. Jess, everybody apart from Chaddy on the soft compound tyre. Are you surprised by this, about the tyres being on here? Because I did do some open lobbies here earlier in the week, and proved to be quite difficult to do the soft medium. A lot of people did the soft hard.
Well, I've got to say, I thought more people would go for the medium tyre for the alternate strategy, but I'm seeing I don't know, because sometimes in 50%, the alternate strategy can be a bit OP, but in 25%, it doesn't matter really what strategy you can go on to, because Chaddy could go on the mediums for only a bit of laps and then maybe go on the softs until the end, but again, that's a bit risky. So, but the ones on the softs, they have a little bit more flexibility, so I think the ones on the softs may have done a great job. Chaddy, I think, is just waiting to see what happens, but they haven't had time to plan for the strategy, these groups, you see, because they didn't know what the track was. So, and as our both we have already collisioned in the formation lap, and that's our top. That's the two leaders. So, and they will be maybe be investigated after the race, because we do look at formation lap incidents as well. So, because their tyres will be cold.
Indeed. So here they come then. Group A. Mexico, no practice, so that's what we like to throw a spanner in the works for these drivers. And looks like it's clear, Jess, which is obviously one of the most important factors to keep an eye on the sky, because obviously it's custom weather, so the drivers won't know until they're on the grid. So here we go then. Any last minute predictions, Jess, before we start?
Michael Lander's going to win. Michael Lander.
I might go for the same for Michael Lander as well. So here we go then, chat. Are you ready? It's been many weeks since the last one, and I've got a really bad screen there. So here we go then. The first race of the EPrix Invitational is go, and we're just waiting for the spectator glitch. And here we go then, and it's a great start for Michael Lander, and also Kai Bikini's had a poor start, Jess. Dropped down to P3 already.
Yeah, White Storm has also had a really good start as well. WG Plays is already making his way down to third as they all go down the longest straight into turn one of the Haas car of White Storm, trying to cover off Kai very well. We got WG Plays making up one position, Alex making one position as well. Do they all make it past the windy turn 2 and 3? I think yes, they do actually. No problems for most of these guys, so that's very, very great to see. And Chaddy is made up 2 positions already, up into 14th. Sig up into 12th. We've got Sam up into 9th as well, and Kai's made his way up to P2. He's gone off the circuit a little bit there as he's trying to fight off WG Plays, but it seems like White Storm is running away with this, Ryan.
I've got to say, full respect to all the drivers there. Just no incidents in one of the corners I was dreading, really going into this race, turn 1. So fair play to all of them, but the biggest loser has to be Michael and just four positions down from the start of the race. That's a big shock for me, to be honest, with Michael being one of the favourites to win.
Yeah, I think I put a little bit of commentator's curse on Michael Anders, so I do apologise there, but here he goes as he makes his way through the field again as he tries to defend from a few drivers that are chasing down for the top 6 spots. You don't have to worry about being first, you only have to be worrying about being in the top 6. So for Michael Lander, it's not bad as long as you don't drop below P7, and that is where Dirt Chocolate is at the moment. And I do believe Dirt Chocolate has not qualified for an EPrix series before, but he's got Sam chasing him down in the run to turn 1. You can see the Williams driver on his right hand side is going to try and defend from attack from Dirt Chocolate, but Dirt Chocolate defends it very, very nicely. He's got to catch up to Phoenix though in order to make sure he gets in the top 6, and bearing in mind penalties may come into play due to the strict corner cut-in.
Indeed, you just saw the strategies on there as well. Lap 9 is what we expect for the soft tyres to go into the mediums, but they have that luxury of the medium or the hard tyre because they can go roughly the same to the end of the race, which is going to be good to see. As we see Sam all over the back of Dirk, as we mentioned, who has not qualified for the finals before in the EPrix series. But at the front of the field, Jess, it is neck and neck between Kai Bikini and White Storm now. Only a 10th covering the two of them as they come into the stadium section.
Here they go. I mean, both of them doing very, very well indeed, and no damage, I think, for the two of them whatsoever. They're just running away with it with the rest of the field. So it shows that they've practiced quite a bit with their setups, and they come quite accustomed to the game already. Meanwhile, at the midfield, even though it's for P8, Atom's trying to make his way past Sam, and he does that with ease. And I know Atom is a quick driver. He was last in most of the EPrix we've done in last season, and he's doing very, very well this season. He doesn't want to be last again, but Atom is doing very, very well here as he goes side by side with Sam now as well. But Sam, I think, is going to try and defend him for his life as well. We got 84 and Sig as well, chasing as well, but we got our first penalty of Alex F0041, and that could come into effect soon, as they got to be careful with those penalties. I would say the start of Sector 2 could be quite tricky in terms of penalties. I've track extended quite a bit, so I think these drivers are going to have a few issues there as well. Alex right on the back of Michael Lander now.
Sadly to report, Jess, for the female community out there, Lozzie, I think, may have made some contact with someone. She's already pitted onto the medium compound tyre, so not the best to start for her debut, but we know how quick she is. But she's got that clean air, which could play a massive factor for her later in the race. If all of them keep squabbling, which we could see, it's looking very juicy from P5 backwards, I would say. As we see Phoenix now going for a move, going into the same section, round the outside, he's going to go, but he just gets squeezed off a little bit, but he's still got it done, I believe, but no, he backed off there. So they are already pushing, and obviously we mentioned penalties could play a factor with the strict corner cutting on we've got for the qualifiers.
Yeah, definitely, indeed, as we said so before as well. Someone nearly had a little bit of an accident there, but you can see Michael Lander is already pushing to try and get into that spot.
Change of lead, Jess.
Change of the lead, here we go, Kai, try and get some move into turn one, and he does it. Excellent move on White Storm now. White Storm was setting low expectations for himself into the T-Prix race. I think that's helping him in this race try and get into the qualifiers, but well, basically, he's not worried about if he drops down a position as long as he doesn't drop down many positions. So he's not going to be too bummed up, but you're a racer. You want to win a race. So, but I don't know what you would do in this situation. Would you fight for the win or would you fight for an automatic spot into the final? It's a really tough decision. And Alex has spun.
Oh, no, that's a shame for him. I think it's his debut as well, actually, in this E-Prix. He looked so good at the start, and now he's dropped down to 10th. He's got that penalty as well. Chaddy's got a penalty now as well for corner cutting. He's down in 13th, but on that medium set of tyres, Jess, which may help him out later in the race, of course, in that Red Bull, which I've got to say is absolutely beautiful, that Honda engine in this game. It is possibly the best sounding engine of all time. That's
why I've chosen it in my team, Ryan. I think that's why you chose it originally as well. I think quite a lot of people chose it already, and more crucially with this midfield battle for the last spot in the qualifiers, Dirk is in P6.
Kai's in the pits, Jess.
Kai's in the pits. He said he was going to pit roughly about this point. Not really of a surprise, to be honest, but what tyre is he going to go on to? The mediums or the hards? Mediums. Now, that's a bit of a risky strategy for Kai Bacchini, but no, I think he's playing it a bit of a gamble, but we have to wait and see if it pays off, of course. But, you know, I don't know how long mediums last in these 25%ers, but you can see he's got to try and make past his traffic now as he's got Danny right in front of him as well. And I wonder if Michael Lander and White Storm are going to respond to that. Michael Lander's got past White Storm, actually, and is in the lead of the race.
That is surprising, mediums. I don't expect them to last 14 laps. That's a bold move, especially with these conditions just being very warm, with the sunshine out right now. Track temperature's going to increase, obviously, and those mediums will take a beating in this last. I don't think he's going to make it, you know, really that easily on those medium compounds. I would have expected him, if he's picking that early, to go onto the hard tyre, just to be on the safe side and have those tyres conserved for the final couple laps.
Just a word for Kai. Lozzie is on the mediums, so she pitted early. I think they can make it. The teams are expecting the weather to cool down. Hi everybody, T-Boy Gravity. But also watch Chaddy. He is on the mediums. He's actually going very, very well at the moment. So whatever lap Chaddy pits, that is the lifetime of these mediums. So keep an eye on him. He will be. If Chaddy pits early, Kai won't make it. So that's the thing for Kai to watch.
Dirk's in the pits.
Thank you, T-Boy. You'll see T-Boy Kravitz throughout the broadcast as well. He's going to be our little inside source, Ted Kravitz of the virtual world. So keeping all eyes up for him. We were going to bring him back. A lot of people wanted him back. You've got your treat, chat. So there you go. Right there. So Dirk in, Jess, and again on the medium tyres as well. So maybe Dirk thinks it's going to, you know, be fine for the race. But as T-Boy said, it is going to get cooler, it seems, from the radar. So maybe some overcast conditions. Maybe a little sprinkle of rain maybe at the end here in Mexico. We don't really see it that often, but could really spring it up a little surprise maybe for the end of the race, Jess.
You never know what might happen, and I had inside sources that Dirk and Kai are working together, so that's why probably both of them have gone onto the mediums. And I think the ones are staying on the softs for a little bit longer because they may want to go on the medium strategy and see if they can make it until the end. But yeah, keep an eye on the medium runners to see what they do. But meanwhile, Michael Lander, 2.5 seconds is a gap. But meanwhile, WG Played is making a move past Atom. There he goes, the Mercedes driver up into 4th place. Sam's up into 6th place in this race so far. Sig is not the last of the soft runners. She's doing quite well in the Ferrari, not going to too much trouble as well. So it just goes to show the Ferrari doing a lot better on this game than in real life. She's only about 2.2 seconds behind Alex though, so she's got a point to prove. Sam is up it again.
Here we go, Jess. Here we go, 3 wide down the main straight. into turn 1. It's going to be Atom. Oh no, WG Plays actually getting ahead there into 4th place. Remember, this is for the final, well, for 4th place, but of course they're all fighting 4th, 5th and 6th right now. And they're going 3 wide yet again, Jess, towards turn, I believe that's turn 4. This could end badly here.
Yeah, I think so as well, but we just jinxed it. There we go. And Ryan, the commentator's curse strikes again for him as Atom has been your the one that's caused a bit of an issue, but luckily he's ghosted, so I don't think that's caused problems with Marquez's car. And we got our first retirement, and it's Lozzie, so she won't be making into the final. That is disappointing.
It's a shame, and obviously she's parked it in the garage, which is one of the requirements from the drivers. We don't want any AI driving around, obviously, for them, but that is a big shame for Lozzie. I think she just got caught up in an unfortunate incident at the start of the race as Atom's trying to recover, and he's got 1 place back. He's passed the Ferrari of Marquez, also making his debut in the series today, so he's doing not a bad job as they come into that stadium section, Jess. One of the key, well, iconic scenes here in Mexico.
Yeah, it is, and obviously a lot of people saw Lewis Hamilton won so many world titles around Mexico, around the stadium section, and him having his car there as well. So it's very, very iconic, and we got a few people in the pits. We got Phoenix, WG Plays, Alex83's, and Marquez, all on the medium compound tyres. So that just goes to show how much no practice affects these drivers. They don't know what tyres to go onto.
I know. I think this was sort of the optimal range I would, expect the drivers to pit, as we see Danny in the pits as well. He's also back from the famous Danny Bot scenario, Jess. You may remember that from Silverstone, which is quite good. Dave Fox as well. Thank you for the follow, mate, and welcome to the broadcast. It's lovely to have you here to the chat. As always, my viewers, anyone who joins, please make them feel welcome and get them up to speed with what's been happening in the series tonight. So make sure that you do that as well. But at the front, Jess, speaking of which, the race leader coming in.
Yeah, race leader coming in to the pits. That is Michael Lander, of course, one of the favourites going in to this event with his lovely shiny helmet. And I think he will be going onto the medium tyres. And those medium tyres will definitely go until the end of this Grand Prix. So no problem about that for Michael Lander as he goes through out there. Now, the question is, how is he going to fare against his nearest rival who has just pitted? I think the undercut may be less powerful, as Michael Lander has, I think, just got Kai, I think. Yes, he did.
The overcut seems to have worked, Jess, for some of these drivers on the old long, soft tyres right now, which is fair play, I've got to say, but it means we've got a new race leader who, unfortunately, as I go to his screen, has done a bit of a warning there from the stewards for exceeding track limits there, but he leads the race, but of course he is on the medium tyres, which he needs to get to around about maybe lap 10, I would say, before he can get onto the soft tyre. And as T-Boy mentioned earlier, it's going to get cooler, and it will help the soft tyres at the end of the race.
Yeah, I think Chaddy may have played his strategy to perfection right now if he nails this really. But we got to watch the gaps between the other drivers as well. But enough about Chaddy at this moment in time. We've got another freeway battle, this time between Alex, WG Plays, and Sam for P7. And that's going to really help Dirk if he wants that automatic qualifying spot. He's got a comfortable gap, 2.2 seconds clear of Alex at this stage, so I think they would like to keep battling. Meanwhile, Sam, I think, struggling a little bit. We got WG Plays almost going off the circuit, and he almost went into Sam, but that was very, very close indeed. But huge respect to both of them, and WG Plays, I think, lets Sam through. A little bit of a love tap there.
I think there might have been contact there, Jess. I can't, from my point of view, I thought that was a bit of contact, but could be wrong, could be a lock-up. I can't really tell, but might need to go to spec savers with that one if that's the case. But Marquez got a penalty as well as Sig, our moderator, as she is currently in P10 in the points, so she's not doing pretty well at the minute. Her first EPrix in quite a while, Jess, as well, so good to see the moderators coming out in force tonight and seeing how they fare with our EPrix drivers tonight.
Don't forget, we got quite a few moderators in Group C as well. Miss Formula 1 making her return to the EPrix series as well, and she's improved from the last few races as well, so I can't wait to see her enforce in Group C later on as well. And we also got people from obviously the lead that you partner, Ryan at IRL as well, taking part as well. And they do a lot to support Ryan's streams and vice versa. So it's great to see a lot of those drivers in force, and a lot of people represented some esports teams too. So obviously MRL as well, the other league as well. So, you know, there's some recognisable names, but I think we could see some surprises as it could get really, really overcast very, very quickly as well. I'm wondering
I think it is now as well, Jess. You know, I'm just sorry to drop you in. It has got very dark already, very quickly. So this could be Chaddy's blessing in disguise, maybe, if he carries on. He has lost the lead, though, as he's still carrying on there. But I would have thought he would have pitted this lap on lap 10 and go 9 laps on softs. It can be done, because yes, he doesn't have to do a qualifying lap, because the drivers have done 1 extra lap. But in these cool conditions, the softs can last a long time compared to in hot conditions. And I think for Michael, he's got to really get a gap now before Kai gets past Chaddy here, because it's only a matter of time, really.
And WG Plays is out of the race. What happened to WG Plays? I don't know. It might be through the Estes section, actually.
What a move that was. Kai round the outside of Chaddy. That's an impressive move, I've got to say, from the debutant in the series right now.
Who only found out this morning that he was racing.
Yeah, they only found out this morning. It was a late call, but the stewards came and was like, yeah, you know what? Come in. You can have a little go. Right now, have a little go. T-Boy, you got news for us?
I was literally just about to say concerning Chaddy and Kai. Chaddy lost a second to Microlander on the previous lap, and I was literally, as Kai was overtaking Chaddy, was about to say Kai needs to get past him. But I'm just watching the deltas, and Microlander is keeping the gap to Kai pretty good. So I think Kai's tyres, Kai pitting 4 laps early, it might hurt him. His tyres may already be going off in these colder climates.
Thank you, T-Boy. As Chaddy comes into the pits, then he'll be going to the soft compound tyre at the minute. So the top 6 as it stands right now is Microlander, Kai, Whitestone, Chaddy, Phoenix and Alex. But of course it's all going to change with penalties coming down. We know Dirk's got a penalty, Chaddy's got a penalty, Alex has got a penalty. This could all change at the end of the race, but Chaddy's definitely in the hot seat here, Jess. Now he can push for 7 laps on those softs and go full ham and try and qualify for the final.
I found out in Silverstone, I think it was either in the 2019 version of the race or the 2020 game as well, where if you're on the mediums in overcast conditions, it's not very good. You lose so much time to the soft tyres and people are just going to overtake you like that. Especially when I took part in the Austria EPrix, that's what I found out. Starting on the mediums was not a good idea, so that is probably my strat going into the EPrix. If it starts overcast, then the mediums is not going to be the best option for you, so have a little bit of a think about it. And Chaddy is already gaining to Sam behind. He is within a shot of actually qualifying here if he can keep this up.
He's got to just be careful of penalties, though. He's already got one already, but he may not be aware of anyone ahead of him that has a penalty, so he's got to be very careful. That won't help, though, with that little extension. He may be getting another warning from the stewards with that one. But just a reminder for Group B drivers, Jay is already set the lobby up, so the invites will be coming out to you right now, so make sure you're in, because we would like a swift transition, because we are on a tight schedule this evening, with both me and Jess with commitments later on tonight. We want to try and get it done sooner rather than later, of course, with no issues down the line right now. So good news, Jess, everyone's in apart from the stewards and us two. So well, not you obviously, because you're racing, so that's good news for you, isn't it?
Yep, yeah,
all prepared and ready.
Just you, me, and the guest commentator, which we won't reveal who the guest commentator is, but we managed to get someone in, so he's not on his own whilst I'm racing, and that's good, because otherwise you'll probably have no voice.
Yeah, so one thing I may want to do for this series going forward is bring in special guest commentators to join us in the series. So obviously we're going to try this out. If you guys like this idea, then please let us know on the Discord server, and obviously if you've got anyone in mind that you would like to see in the booth, let us know.
We had Dirk in Hungary, don't forget. He was brilliant. We could have Dirk back. We want to see Dirk back, come on. We want to see Dirk back in the future, but you never know. But
so, Jess, we've got a bit of a situation here. We've got a multi-21 situation right now.
Yes.
Between Dirk and Chaddy right now, so
oh god.
We'll see if Dickens, or is his name right now, Dickens, or Chaddy's going to have to, yield maybe. As unfortunately for Chaddy, he's got a penalty, so he's really got to get a move on now and get past Dirk as soon as possible.
I think that's the second penalty. I think that's the second penalty.
It is, though. We know Dirk has 3 seconds and Chaddy has 6. So Chaddy, all he needs to do is just pull 6 seconds on Dirk and he'll qualify.
Yeah, that is very, very important for Chaddy. And I know with his soft tyres with the Delta ranges, I think Chaddy could do it. It's not that impossible, but he's got the likes of Alex to catch up to as well. But the Delta, I think it's around about 8 seconds between the softs and the mediums. No, 8 seconds? 8 tenths, sorry, between the softs and the mediums. So that is quite of a big delta around this Mexico track, but it may be quite a bit more in these type of conditions. Obviously, the softs are acclimatized to these type of conditions, as it were, at this moment in time. But we're on lap 14, not that long to go until the end of the race. Gaps are starting to increase between the top 4 drivers. So at the moment, unless they struggle with their tyres, I think the top 4 are safe. But who's going to get the last spots between 5th to around about 9th and 10th place? I think those guys are still in the race to get into the qualifiers, well, to the finals.
Indeed. One thing I will add, I think the chat may have realised I may have made a mathematical error with what I said. So, mods, if you're around, can I have a bottle, please, for that? But basically, I said 6 minus 3 is 6.
Oh my god.
So, my maths is incorrect. So, Chaddy's got to pull at least 3 seconds on dirt to qualify. Simple as pie. Unless he gets any more penalties, of course. So,
he already is 2.6. 2.6. He's already he's got about
Jess,
4 attempts.
Penalty. Kai's got a penalty. 3 seconds for obviously a track extension there. So I think he's only got 3 at the minute, so it's fine. But one man we've got to keep an eye on, Jess, is Sam, because he's all over the back. And we say that he's gone down the inside of dirt, and he just can't get it done there. But this could play a factor if Sam doesn't have any penalties. He may still qualify if Chaddy's tyres go off. Thankfully for Chaddy, the gap's 3.8 as it stands with 4 laps to go, and is on course to qualify at the minute. So looking good for Chaddy at the minute with the penalties.
Yeah, indeed. The soft tyres are definitely working for him, and he's 1.9 seconds behind Alex now. He's absolutely flying at the moment, and Sam's got another penalty too. I think Michael Lander and Whitestorm, I think, are the only drivers that we know of to not get any penalties. So well done for these guys keeping it clean.
Dirk and Sam nearly hit each other, but they narrowly missed each other. So good awareness from the pair of them there to not get any damage, because there is damage on for this race, Jess, as well. And that could really hurt their races, as we saw with Lozzie earlier on in the event, and WG Plays losing his wheel as well. But the closest battle, apart from this one we've got right now, is for 9th place between Sig and Atom right now. Atom trying to make a recovery drive from his spin earlier on in the race, and looking not too bad, actually. As you mentioned, Jesse, he didn't have the best of starts to his EPrix series, but he's really improved as he makes the move up to P9.
Yeah, definitely. He's not last, and to be honest, that was his aim. Oh, no. We jinxed him. We jinxed Sig.
Sig's gone round for a Spinada, so you know what that means. And it's fitting it's in a Ferrari as well, Jess, as well.
Dirk and Sam, they're going for a move.
Danny is disqualified, Jess. It's the first one we've seen in the series.
I didn't see what it was. Let me have a look at what he got disqualified for. I think it's and
Marquez is out as well.
Let me.
This is going to be down to penalties, Jess, in terms of corner cuts. It has to be.
Yeah, I think so. Let me have a look. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, both of them, they got disqualified due to them getting multiple penalties.
Yep, corner cut central that is. So that's what you do. Of course, Mark and Alex, if you want to leave at the end of the final lap, that'd be great, and we'll get. Jay will bring you in, of course, so I think we'll be good now to the end of the race for the next one. So Group B is going to be interesting, Jess, isn't it? It's probably the most competitive group we've got in the race, so it's going to be very tasty, that one, as Chaddy is all over the back of Alex now, going for P5. All Chaddy has to do, realistically, he's got 9-second gap. He's got, I think, 3 penalties, if I'm correct. I could be wrong.
I will check how many penalties Chaddy has got. I know he's got 1. Oh my goodness, he's got quite a lot. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4. And how much? I need to check how much Marquez got.
Sam is probably the one we need to keep an eye on, because he's only 9 seconds away. If he doesn't have any penalties, Jess, he could steal that final spot. And even Alex could not qualify either as well. He's got penalties as well, so we don't know who's gonna.
Sam has got 2 penalties. Chaddy has got 1, 2, 3, 4 penalties, and Alex has got 1, 2, 3 penalties.
Dirk could even qualify, Jess, maybe, possibly.
I did see Dirk get a few penalties as well, unfortunately.
But it's going to be interesting as the drivers are now on the last lap of Group A. Michael Lander with a 9-second lead. Pretty dominant performance from him as well as. The bookie's favourite, looking pretty strong.
Yeah, it's not really a surprise, to be honest. He was getting used to his wheel, but I think he is getting used to it now. Obviously doing well in the partner league that obviously Josh and Benko own, as well as Jay. And And yeah, it's not really a surprise, to be honest, but he can concentrate on the final. He doesn't know what track the final is. He can practice pretty much any track, but he's got to make sure he watches the streams, because he knows that if the tracks we see in the other groups that are coming up, then he won't know to practice those. So Michael Lander goes through the stadium section. The fireworks are going to come on very, very soon. Here they go.
There
the confetti go for Michael Lander in the AlphaTauri. The AlphaTauri, the last time they won was with Gasly in real life in Monza. And Michael Lander is struggling with his tyres. He must be celebrating. He's got that gap. Or did he get... No, he doesn't have a puncher.
Oh, he scared me then. I thought he was going to crash there.
And Michael Lander wins, and he gets an automatic spot in the final.
Oh,
well done. Chaddy's got a penalty.
Chaddy's got another penalty. This is going to get spicy right now. Kai currently provisionally in the final as it stands. Of course, we've got that investigation going on with the start, obviously, as well. So there could be a time penalty added on at the end of this. We'll have to wait and see. Whitestorm qualifies. Phoenix is just going to hold on against Chaddy. But is Chaddy and Alex going to qualify? We're going to have to wait and see. Chaddy currently in P6 provisionally. Is he done enough, Jess?
It's between Sam and Dirk. It's between Sam and Dirk. Dirk is really on the back of Sam. One of those two could qualify. Dirk qualifies for the first time.
By half a second, Jess.
What?
Look how close it is for 6th and 7th.
Wow.
3/100ths of a second.
Oh, Chaddy. Just
Chaddy
missed out.
on the last lap as well, Jess. If he didn't do it on the last lap, he would have been in.
He would have been in. And he got drive of the day.
That is cruel. Cruel.com.
That is very, very cruel. But we've got quite a few people that have never qualified in the finals going into the finals this time. So it's nice to see some newbies actually challenging for the top spots. So it's really, really great to see. We got Kai in there. We got Dirk in there. Phoenix, Michael Lander. And we've just got... It's just nice to see him. We've got the Brendan Lee. Here we go. The Brendan Lee's there as well. That's what I like to see.
The Brendan Lees are back. That's what we like to see. It's the meme of the EPrix series, Jess. We love it, of course. And let's take you through the results then of Group A. Obviously, it's still provisional because there will be investigations. So do take it with a pinch of salt, by the way. So Michael Lander, we definitely know will be qualifying. We know that.
Whitestone will as well, I think.
Kai Bikini in second. Whitestone P3. Phoenix 4th, Dirk in P5, possibly the best drive I've ever seen from him, to be honest with you.
We need an interview from Dirk. We need an interview from Dirk.
Alex in P6, as it stands, those 6 will qualify for the final. Chaddy, though, misses out. But apparently he may get 3 seconds taken off. We need to, obviously, to have a quick word with the stewards with that one. So, Chaddy, you best sort that out quickly. Sam in 8th place, Atom in 9th. Pretty good recovery for him from his spin earlier on. And Sig in 10th place gets that point, and everybody else on the screen right there. But what a start, Jess, to that race right there, I can tell you. Very, very interesting start, that one. And as we said, Michael Lander, storm of the field right there, I've got to say. You know, great drive from him.
I think the guys in the other groups will probably be shaking in their boots for Michael Lander, as he's very, very quick indeed as well. But Michael Lander could put his feet up and... just wait for the finals, get a bit of a chill, get a bit of some music on as well, and see what happens. We've got obviously a few drivers confirmed, and obviously we'll wait for the rest for the other groups as well. And you know, I can't wait to see what the next groups have in store.
I think to keep an eye on. I've seen how quick he is on some tracks, so I think he's definitely want to keep a close eye on. But that will conclude Group C's action there. So Group Group B. Plenty of races. There's lots going on right now. Now. Obviously, we are going to bring Jess in. She is back in the booth. Jess, welcome back.
Hello.
So, Jess, obviously, you were the first to go on to the wet compound tyre. Good call?
Well, I think a good call towards the end, because obviously there was the Ferrari that was so clear of me. So I was like, you know what? I would risk it for a chocolate biscuit. I had nothing to lose, so I thought I would pit. I pitted, I think, a few laps early, but towards the end, when I saw that collision, I knew it was the right. I think I knew it was the right tyres. Me and Superfan got past, but I just missed out on points by 1/10. So, but you know, it doesn't matter. I wasn't going to make it through anyway, so I was just like, let's have some fun.
Why not? But difficult conditions out there.
Yes, and I hate you.
You love it. You love it, really. You love it, really. But we'll now go on to Group C. And
Can I reveal it? Can I reveal it? Can I reveal it?
I will say some things, then I'll bring you in, Jess.
Yay!
For this one.
I'm gonna head out as Jess is going to take over for the commentary now. I'd like to say thank you so much to Ryan for the opportunity.
I will, and I wanted to say, Kai, massive thank you for joining us very last minute in the booth. So I really appreciate it.
And good luck for your race.
And yes, we wish you the best of luck in the final race, which will be at Rainbow Road. So I hope you enjoy that one. So, in there, but all the best to you, and good luck in the final, my friend.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to jump on Mario Kart, get a little bit of practice in then.
Indeed. All the best, mate, and good luck.
All right, okay. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys later.
Bye, Kai.
Yeah. Oh, I think I just chopped it at the wrong time there. So we move on, Jess, to the final group, Group C, which features a few regulars and some newcomers, but it's time for the reveal for the final race of qualifying right now. So this track, again, is a track we've not been to in the EPrix series, and I think this one's going to be a bit spicy and a great historical track, this one. And that track, Jess, is what?
Well, it was also a track where we saw a certain Frenchman won his first race, and as Marcus put in the lobby, it is Monza!
It's Monza, the Temple of Speed, for the final group then of qualifying. So a great track. Lots of Shower the Clers will be nice in the chat if you're a subscriber, of course. And we're going to get ready up right now, as I was the last one to obviously go to spectator mode. So we're all good to go for this one. And as mentioned, Jess, we've got some familiar faces in this one. The likes of Razin, who was a sign-up, then backed out, but he's back in again, which we like to see. And of course, Miss Formula 1 as well, our fourth female driver in the EPrix for this event tonight. So hopefully she can deliver well in the AlphaTauri. And of course, we've got King Mash, or Kingfish, as he's well known in Marcel Kiefer's community as well. And one man I feel, Jess, could be the dark horse, I think, in this group, or could win it. Deadly Flu, who has been very quick over the last few EPrix we had before we had the little sabbatical.
Yes, I've seen it in quite a few EPrix as well, and he started on PS4 as well for his league races, and obviously I was commentating on him a few times, and he was pretty quick there as well. So he's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. Like Group A, this is kind of like an open group. I can't really tell who's going to actually qualify. This could throw some good strategy into the mix as well. And watch out for turn 1. Is all I could say. So watch out for that. And obviously we don't know what the weather is going to be, so it should be provide interesting for the strategy anyway. So should be a lot of fun.
Indeed. So here we go then. Hopefully this is going to go very interestingly, this one. Monza, we know, is well known for slipstream. We're going to see a few slipstream trains, I think, in the race, and of course, and strategy is going to be a big factor in this one, Jess, I've got to say. I did some running here a few days ago in 25%, and the tyres, especially the softs, can go very long, which is going to be a massive factor, I think, in the race. So we may see some people start on the medium compound and get it off straight away and maybe get to the end. But of course, Jess, the elephant in the room is turn 1 and turn 2, which we're seeing on the loading screen right now. So turn 1, I think, is going to be the make or break, I think, for the events, and plenty of stewards inquiries maybe.
Yeah, I think this is going to probably be the most steward inquiry we see for majority of the races, I think, as well, because of that turn 1 instant. But I think once they make it through turn 1 and 2 in lap 1, I think they should be absolutely fine as well. And don't forget, there's all this famous Lesmos as well, where a few people get caught out, and Ascari as well. Ascari as well. I've seen quite a few people get penalties, especially in strict corner cutting. I found that out in my league race last week, where I saw a few people extending, and that got a few penalties for them, and I managed to gain positions, and that's quite good. And we're still on the loading screen for quite a bit of time, so I'm a bit worried, Ryan.
We are a bit worried, of course, and we always have technical issues, at least in one EPrix event, so we'd like to try and go clean all race, but it may be somebody with a poor connection or difficult, has got some issues with their connection right now. So hopefully that will get resolved, and if they do disconnect, of course, they have got their backup invite, so they are able to jump back in. It's their only backup. Again, if they disconnect, Jess, that's it, game over. They've got their backup one as well, but if there is an issue, we will obviously reset the lobby, and we'll get Mark to set that up very quickly. But I will say, as we wait right now, Jess, obviously the series for this event, and maybe for the rest of 2020, is the EPrix series, is being powered by a Bruzy, a very well-known sponsor, and a big shout out to them for helping me out with doing this on the streams, of course, being sponsored by an organisation, which is quite nice, and as a title sponsor as well. And we'll have some cheeky discount code maybe down the line. So we are, in terms of the issue right now, I think we may reset the lobby potentially.
I'm trying to find out now.
We're trying to find out what the issue is. I think the lobby is broken. Oh no, we're good. We are good. We are good. We're all good. Everyone's now loading in. We're all good.
They waited. So good job.
They waited. So fair play to everybody. It may be somebody in this lobby who's racing may have an internet issue, but we are all good. Finally, we're all good. So we get the intensifiers in the chat. So you know what, Alex, you've just given me a good idea. Let's get some cat jams in the chat right now.
Oh God.
For this. So, you know, a bit of cat jam loading intensifiers right now. But thankfully, Jess, no reset of lobby, which is definitely the good news.
Fingers touched at the moment, Ryan. At the moment.
Touching my will. And,
no.
Oh, look at this, Jess. We've got heavy rain.
I would have loved this in the qualifying.
We've got heavy rain for qualifying for these drivers, and just what we wanted to see. We wanted a wet qualifying to spice things up a little bit. We've had a little bit of dry conditions, you know, so we thought we'd put at least one of the races to be wet, which is obviously very, very juicy right now. But just a reminder for the 12 finalists already, your invites will be going out basically after qualifying, because we would like to try and get as many people in as possible so me and Jess can quickly make the transition across very quickly and smoothly, so we can get the final done and dusted as quickly as possible. So here we go then. Jess, wet qualifying as we're going to go on board with Hash for his lap here at Monza.
Now, watch out for turn one on these wet conditions. It's really, really hard to see, definitely, if you've got some people in front of you. But luckily, they got some clear air in one-shot qualifying, because it's just you at this moment in time. So here he goes into turn one, and he actually takes it quite nicely, actually. Not too bad. A little bit of a squirmy, but again, it's harder in these wet conditions. And the question that I'm wondering as well is what setups they would bring to this into this race then. Will they opt for a dry setup if it's going to be a dry race, because we don't know if it's going to be a dry or a wet race or not, or will they go for a little bit of a mixed bag? But we'll have to wait and see once we find out the weather really soon as well. So you're now going to be approaching the first Lesmo. You'll be braking just a bit earlier than the 50-meter board, probably about a 100-meter board in the first Lesmo, and I think you're going to do just about the same in the second Lesmo, which he does. He's taken it quite nicely indeed, and I need to get the sector times, because otherwise I won't know if they're getting a purple sector or not. They're still in sector 2 at the moment, going down the bridge. No DRS, of course, so no slipstreaming. Only 2 people got to invalidate their lap times at the moment, so no purples for Hash at this moment in time. So going for a Scary, no bidding it, which is great to see. Enad is on pole position at the moment, but can Hash find some time to squeeze into there? We'll have to wait and see. We're going through to the famous Parabolica corner now, going into this famous right-hander then. I think he's not doing too badly at the moment. We're seeing a few position changes. Who's going to get pole position? It's going to be Enaz with a 130.7. Hash comes across the line with a 132.7 as more people are starting to come across the line. And Razin is there as well in P2. And Scars, one of the debutants, in P3. Lemmy P4. Ash doing well in P5. We've got Lewis in P6. Great to see quite a few debutants doing well in the top 10, Ryan.
I think Mark's bottled something, because he's got me in the chat right now saying this is not looking good. I'm forced to race because he's rejoined. So Mark's racing in the EPrix series, everyone. He's back.
I thought he was spectator. I swear I saw him as spectator.
I think he bought it. I think so. He's actually gonna race. I think if he does, that'll be great. I'd love to see.
No,
Mark
he's not.
race
No, he's not. He's not. He's not.
Mark as a guest, pog indeed, Alex. I agree. Even Tom's pogging right now. My hand not gonna like this.
Oh God. At least we have another mod racing if that's the case.
It was. So that's going to be very interesting. So can we get some Fs in the chat, by the way, for Mark, and tag him as well? Get those Fs in for Mark, I think. The boomer of the community always failing, of course, which is what we want. So that's a big bottle for Mark as well. But surprising positions, Jess, I have to say, for qualifying. Some interesting names that we don't normally see at the top of the field, I have to say.
I was expecting Deadly Flu to be up there, but he's a bit down at the moment. But again, that's what a random tracks brings to you. No practice. They don't know the tracks until obviously when Ryan reveals it on the stream. So, you know, it brings a bit of unpredictability.
Indeed, and that's going to be obviously one big factor to say right there. And would it be dry? We don't know. Obviously, T-Boy's unfortunately had to drift off. He had to make a lot of mockers and cappuccinos, so he'll be back for the final, of course. But from my understanding,
I've got some good news actually. I'm back
he's
already.
back, is he?
Hello, T-Boy.
Yes, T-Boy. What news have you got us?
The forecast is looking pretty good for this race actually. From the radar, there's going to be a lot of cloud, but it's Italy, so it's Italy in Milan basically, so it's looking pretty clear. But I wouldn't bet my life on maybe a little bit of wet, a little bit of rain even.
Ooh.
So keep an eye on the sky.
Indeed, definitely. And Mark requires your assistance as well.
Mark, I'll send
Apparently.
help if you race.
Indeed. So yeah, we have our T-Boy Kravitz. If you don't know, if anybody's knew who this person is, that's just come up right now. So we're just waiting for the lobby. I think it is a little bit glitched, but qualifying went smoothly. If anyone who is actually in there, Mark could maybe give us an inkling of who we're waiting for right now. And unfortunately, I think there is an issue with someone right now. Obviously, the connections will play a factor as well. Kate, loved to hear that you enjoyed the stream. It's lovely to have you here. And also Liam as well, a fellow Twitch streamer. Welcome to you. Hopefully, we'll see you in the EPrix series as well down the line, because I think you are a pretty good driver. So it'll be good to have you on board, maybe. But if anybody wants to join, by the way, !EPrix to get yourselves prepared, because the sign-ups for the next EPrix is going to be going live next week on Friday, with the official date as well. So keep your eyes out for that one. But if we have another issue with this, we may have to reset the lobby, Jess, and obviously that will reset the grid, of course, which
fresh
of course we
tyres.
don't want.
Actually, there will be fresh tyres, because obviously it was a poor wet quali. So doesn't matter.
Indeed.
Really.
So if anybody's in Group C, can you let us know who you're waiting for?
Because that
right
person
now.
will need to leave, unfortunately.
Right now, we've got 2 people apparently. Ace has given us the update, so Ace, thank you, mate. I do appreciate that.
Who is it? Who is that 2 people?
Who are those 2 people, Ace? We would like to know. But for the time being, I'm going to move back to me right now whilst we wait for the loading. So I don't want you guys seeing a black screen. We don't like that, of course. So we're waiting for Deadly Flu, Ace, and Lemmy, are apparently the 3 drivers. And I think they've got issues, I believe. But I think they'll be able to join back. We can send them invites. They have got their backup invites, remember. So they can join back, I believe, as their car will be in the race, I believe, and they should be able to join back as a.
So I'm gonna check mod chat to see what they're doing. So Mark, if you can let us know or DM me what you're doing, please, that'd be great. Because I'm checking Discord now.
So we're just checking. So if there is any issues, we may have to reset the lobby again.
That's not good, because both of us have stuff to do after the stream.
Gim as well, thanks to the follow as well. Gimli, welcome to the pack. By the way, we have got a giveaway potentially chat at the end of the stream. If you want to know, !giveaway in the chat. So Deadly Flu has left the session, which is good news. We'll just see if anybody else backs out, of course. So if Lemmy as well backs out and we can get them in. Flo loaded, Lemmy left. Okay, that's a good sign.
Okay.
I think
I'll find out from Mark now, because we can't really delay things anymore.
if all else fails, Ace may be a problem as well. So it's Ace and Lemmy. So if Lemmy and Ace back out, we can invite them back in, and they should be able to join. If they can't, we're going to have to, unfortunately, do the old reset the lobby again, which we don't want to do, of course. We are on a tight schedule, of course, and obviously this is out of our hands, unfortunately, for me and Jess. We can't really control what happens, so if not, we may have to reset the lobby.
It gives more people a chance to, well, from the other groups. There we go. Wait,
we're good.
Oh, wait, no, we're not. Oh, yeah, we are.
Now. We are now, which is what we want to see. So I hope, fingers crossed, that they can get back in the session.
Jay would like a confirmation on who's qualified from Group A and Group B, please, because he's hosting the lobby.
I will tell you right now. So Microlander is one. Kai Bikini is another one. Dirk Chocolate is the third. I can't think who else qualified. I will have to look back on the stream to find out.
Yeah, look back on the street. Were there any post-race penalties?
There was none actually.
So yeah, the results on the stream are the results, confirmed results. Okay.
So I can officially tell you that right now actually. So
oh, I've just been disconnected from the lobby.
So yep, we will reset the lobby chat. So we're gonna reset, I think. So we're making that decision now. So everybody leave. Mark, quickly set the session up. That'll be fantastic. So everybody leave if you can.
Quickly, if you can, please.
That'll be great. So we are going to go back.
Fired.
Mark is fired, everyone.
Wow.
So can we get some Mark fired in chat, please, with a hashtag, please, right now. So we are going on the formation laps.
Demod Mark.
We are going to demod Mark. So we are going to leave the session. Mark's going to quickly set the lobby up very quickly, and we will try and set the grid up as well, custom grids, because I can be able to do that. And luckily, with it being a wet race, well, a wet qualifying session, we can set the grid. So,
and they can choose the tyres as well without enforcing a disqualification rule.
Indeed, which is a valid point. Yep, Mark, don't worry. We won't ask you again. It was a one-off for us, which is
yeah,
great.
we didn't have any host in Group C, you see, that we're able to. So
Mark, I'm going to send you this. So I hope you're ready. If it lets me, come on.
Are you sending Are you sending Mark the weather?
I'm sending. Well, he knows the weather. I'm talking about the grid, Jess.
Ah,
right now. So
right.
Whilst we wait, chat. By the way, let's get your predictions in right now for the race. Actually, you saw the grid. So Mark, I've just posted it in the chat, so you can set the grid up.
In mod chat, by the way.
It's in mod chat, Mark. Just
not
so you know.
Not all of them, though. It's not all of them. So you need to go to the second page. Remember.
Oh, I'm gonna have to do that again, haven't I? I didn't go all the way to scroll down, so.
Oh, do you want to see if I've got it? It might be on my stream. I don't even know.
That'd be great.
If someone could go on my stream and screenshot that'd be great.
Okay, so Jay, if you're listening, Microlander, Kai Bikini, White Storm, Phoenix, Dirk, and Alex F001 are your 6 drivers from Group
A.
From Group A.
Yeah, Group A. Yeah. Group B. I know Jack's one. I'll check Group B's. I'll do that.
Right, I've got my invite, by the way.
Good.
From look at that, everybody's coming in, which is great. So
I'll be as quick as I can. I'm sorry, I'm just checking the Group B.
Jess, your mic is being weird.
Oh, is it? Do I need to? Is it roboty?
It's just gone very low. I know what this issue is. It's Discord. It's the Discord glitch.
Oh no.
Oh dear. So I'm gonna try and fix this now whilst we wait, of course. But they are filling up, which is what we want to see. Of course, Mark has been informed of the grid, so it's going to be literally just a race-only lobby now. So no qualifying at all for this. But we do have these issues, though, in the EPrix. We always have them. But you got to love some technical difficulties indeed, You've got to love it.
Jay, are you listening? Are you listening? I've got the top 6 for Group B.
It's almost as long as the red flag, yes. I do have to agree with that. It is like the red flag right now in right now. So I can fix this because I remember how to do this. So hopefully this is gonna work. But Jay, I've just done it on stream. I guess you didn't hear me. Of course.
I'll say it again. Say it again for Group A.
Hold on. Right, Jess, say something now.
Hello? Hello?
Jess dead. Jess is dead, I think. Jess, you alive?
Hello? Hello?
Okay, I can't hear you now.
Yeah, no.
Hello?
Oh, this is what we needed, chat.
Hello? Can you hear me, T-Boy?
Dear.
Can you hear me, T-Boy?
Dear,
I can hear you, Jess.
Right, let me see if I can get this working again.
I think he can't hear Discord.
Ryan, can you hear me?
No, he can't.
Okay, so can chat hear us? Chat, can you hear us?
They can't hear you.
Oh.
I'm still fixing this problem because it's gone really low.
Oh no. Sorry, guys.
Wait, let me... Right, say something now.
Hello?
Okay,
Fine,
nope, that's fine.
Are we hearable?
Try now.
Hello?
Nope.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to do something really stupid right now, so you're gonna have to give me a second, chat.
Oh, goodness sake.
Give me a second. I'm going to fix this one way or the other, chat. We are going to get people speaking in the broadcasts. Don't you worry. I know what the issue is, so it's all good right now, so...
Oh, where's... I need to message Jay.
So it should be quite good now. So, guys, does the game sound a bit low for you out of interest? While we fix this issue, but... as you would do in EPrix right now, this is always going to happen, isn't it? So, everything's gone down. My gameplay's gone down. Jess, I've increased, so,
Hello? Hello?
You might be fine, Jess,
Hello,
I think.
Can you hear me?
T-Boy's a little bit low.
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Jess. I don't know what's going on.
Oh!
Technical difficulties, please stand by.
A few moments later.
Yes, other memes are available. Doctor in chat saying a bit like, oh, now Ryan's really quiet.
Now, Ryan's very quiet now.
Now?
Right, I need to get A's.
I'm now low. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, you're low for me.
Right, I should be fine now.
You're fine now.
I should be absolutely fine now.
Can you hear me?
But Jess is very, 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 very low.
Can you hear me, Ryan?
No,
Either of us.
I could barely hear any of you right now.
My mic's on 94%, Ryan.
I haven't got a Scoobies, but you can blame
Mine's
Code
on
Man.
100.
You can blame the game for this, actually, so...
I need to... hold on.
Oh.
Hello?
Jess, I think you're fine now.
What about me?
You might be a bit... Say something, T-Boy, now.
What?
Hello? Can you hear me, guys? Can you hear me?
Right, guys, can you hear people now?
Hello? Hello,
Can you
lovely
hear us?
people.
Emily's saying you got slightly better, Jess. Okay.
How much better?
Right, Jess, you're fine.
Okay, good.
You're good now.
Am I okay? Can people hear me in chat?
Jay,
no.
Jay, you should have Group A's names in DMs.
Hash saying that the game will cover Jess's voice. That's a bit of a whatever.
Game will cover a vase. Oh, that's not good. Oh.
Ah.
This is all we needed. Of course, one incident has caused
Oh,
carnage
looks like
for
I
us.
have to miss qualifying in my league race.
Well, hopefully not. We're doing race only, Jess, so this should be quick. I hope. So, game will cover her voice. I don't think so, Hash. I've loaded the game sound of F1, so Jess should be able to be she should be fine, I would say. So, Jess, say something quickly. Just talk to the viewers while I have a little tweaky.
Okay, apologies for the technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. This is like the red flag situation in Spielberg, I think, this year. So, kind of a bit of a fact there. But, yeah, hopefully it'll get fixed soon. And let's give it more the chance for the Group A and Group E qualifiers to actually not practice because they don't know what the track is, but a chance to just breathe for a little bit. So, guys, can you hear me?
Should be good. Mark is making the grid very shortly, so...
And,
Akaz may be a problem here because he's still loading in apparently on my screen. So
and Mark needs to change the track after he's made the grid. Just saying.
Yeah, Mark is making the grid, so I do appreciate Mark for the help for this. Very last minute to be a host, so big thanks to him. But yeah, it's an EPrix with technical difficulties indeed as well. So it gives though Jess a few people to practice for the final, whatever track that's going to be. Mark's just setting the grid Malone. And then he's going to change the track. So please be very patient, chat. I really appreciate that. All those that have stayed for this technical difficulty, I really do mean it. So thank you.
There is no Ryan's EPrix without technical difficulties.
Oh, flipping out. Okay, I may have fixed it, actually.
Hello?
Give me a second. Wait, hold on.
People in my stream are going to be wondering, what the hell? We guys can hear you. It's Ryan's stream, by the way, not mine.
I may have fixed it, chat. I think I fixed it. Right. T-Boy, say something.
T-Boy! T-Boy!
It's fine. Jess is back, actually, so that's good news. I think I fixed it, chat. So,
let me know.
Can you hear Jess a bit well? If Jess is back, we've got somewhere. That's a start. Really?
Exactly.
then gameplay's next victim, really. So
Am I back? Just asking chat as well, if you can hear me.
Okay, I think.
Jess is fine. That's good.
How about T-Boy? Is T-Boy okay?
Is T-Boy good, chat? T-Boy, say something.
Hello? Chat, can you hear me?
Can you give
They're
us an
all
update
good.
on
Okay,
the
they're good,
race
they're
weather? The race weather again, on your normal voice.
If you can hear me, chat, the forecast is saying there's going to be a... Okay, T is good, T-Boy is meh. Okay, thanks, Doctor. Thanks. I don't know if that's a genuine comment on
Okay,
the
I
mic
think
or
we're
just
ready
me.
to go, I believe. Mark set the lobby for Monza, so I think we're ready to go, and we are indeed set to go, I believe. Mark is
Come
just
on.
waiting for the clearance, a spectator, of course.
No, Mark.
Mark, ready? Mark, spectator, please.
Mark,
Mark!
don't spectate, you're driving. Come on, you're driving.
Mark,
Let's go.
spectate.
Mark, safety car as well. Mark, safety car, safety
It's
car.
like Mark,
off.
safety car, Mark. Turn it off. Safety
Safety car off,
safety.
Mark. Everyone on ready?
I'm ready.
everyone.
I'm ready.
Oh, thank God he's realised. Thank God for that.
Mark, spectate. Mark, spectate.
Mark,
Mark,
spectate.
spectate.
Or is he racing? Or is Mark
I'm
racing?
in favour of Mark racing first.
Right,
I think Mark-
can you let us
I
know,
think Mark's
chat?
racing.
Can you let us know, chat, if Mark's racing or not?
I think Mark's racing, you know.
I think he made the last minute decision to race.
Mark, I think Mark's racing.
Mark, he wouldn't have stayed in a Haas otherwise.
No, he's taking part. I think he's doing it for the bants. I think he wants to race. So fair play to Mark.
GG. He's stung at the back of the grid as well.
I know, but I've got to say thank you to everybody for the patience. There was some issues, obviously, but it's out of our hands really with that one. So I want to give everyone in chat. Can you tag Alex and Mark for sorting the re-lobby, like the second lobby, because they've done a stellar job getting us all back up to speed. So they all should get a GG from me. So everyone in chat, tag Alex and Mark with GGs right now because they fixed the problem, which is great. So they've been absolute OG legends. And all of you in chat, thank you for being patient with us. So thank you so much. You're all OGs. And the lobby, Jess, looks like it's actually working. So
Fingers crossed. Touch wood, Ryan. Yay!
touch wood, chat. Touch wood. But obviously, it is irrelevant pit lane because obviously...
That's
well,
what
these
happened last time.
strategies because it was a wet qualifying, so they can start on any tyre they want, and also they can change their setup, of course, for this race. But again, they would have probably gone for a dry setup because T-Boy, I believe you got some news for us about the weather.
Yeah, so the weather forecast is still at the start of the race. There's threatenings of rain. It's overcast, but there is some blue sky pretty nearby. So hopefully the rain will stick all over the circuit and we'll get a nice dry race. We love Monza, very quick.
Indeed, so that's good news for some of these drivers. They were a bit scared, Jess, about being wet potentially. I was just waiting for Distinctive and Joe to set themselves onto the grid for the formation lap, and then
There's
we're good
no
to go.
timer. There's no timer. That's worrying.
Yeah, but it's Joe though. Joe will slowly get in. If not, he may have to leave the session, of course. But he is in the session though, Jess, which is very important. So if he does disconnect, he can join back. No, we're all good. We're all good, Jess.
Yes.
And they're all off on the formation lap.
Finally.
Which is what we want to see. Finally. So can we get some hype in the chat? Some pogs in there as well. So
Can we get the yars in there as well?
can we get the yours actually? Yeah. Can we type yar in chat, peeps, right now?
Get the emotes in. Get the emotes in.
Get some emote spam in the chat right now. So just for strategy, we're seeing a mixed bag. Not many actually, I would say. So Dimitri, Joe, Flu and Ace are the only drivers on the medium compound tyre. Everyone else is on soft tyres. That's very interesting, I would say.
Well, it's quite overcast at the moment, Ryan, and probably being on the medium tyres in this overcast conditions may be a little bit of a gamble, but we don't know what the weather's going to be like for the rest of the race. But the ones on the softs, they're going to be on much colder temperatures and they're going to find it a lot more easier than the medium tyres. So I think the ones on the mediums are going to be shaking in their boots a little bit, but we'll see. Ace is coming from the back of the grid and so is Mark. So we get to see from Mark and Ace and from Deadly Flu and Goon and from Joe and Hash and the guys around them which is the faster tyre to be on and the best tyre to be on.
Indeed. So, Prime Strat, indeed. This is going to be interesting, actually, to see. But Mark coming in, we saw this when he did his first EPrix race in China, in the very first edition. Signed up, was supposed to be a steward, but he signed up in the race, qualified for the final, and nearly won the race, actually. So are we going to see a repeat of this from the first EPrix in 2019 to the first EPrix properly in F1 2020, Jess?
Well, technically, it's not the first EPrix F1 2020. The first F1 EPrix since...
the first EPrix back, we'll say.
Yes. Okay.
I think we all need to remember who finished third in that first race in China.
Yeah.
Enjoy the race, folks.
Right now, Jess, any predictions for this one? As Enaz has just popped in the chat and has forgotten his setup. So that's a bit of an F for him.
That is worrying.
So we have got some interesting developments, Jess. Because of the delays we've had, we are going to have a one-shot quali for the final because of time constraints, I would say, as well. So
if you're in the final, guys, there you go. That's your pre-warning.
I'm being very quick as well because the chat have just alerted me that we can't hear the two of you, so I'm lowering it down as much as I can. So this race may be a bit quiet, chat, so apologies, but we'll get it fixed as well. So you might be able to hear them now as the lights are on, and we're going to get ready to go, Jess, for Group C's race here, as we're going to go green, and Jess, take it away.
And it is lights out, and away we go. And has actually got a great start from Razin in P2 as they all make it through the dreaded turn 1. Let's see what goes on at this moment in time. I see a few people holding back in the background, which I think is the best strategy to do. But it seems like most people have gone away scot-free. Yes, everyone's made it through cleanly. So great job to all of them. Enaz pulling away from Scars. And we do have some contact. I think it's Goon and Naki down in 17th and 18th. That is not where they want to be. And can you hear me, guys?
I have lowered the game sound, so it may be a bit quieter than usual for this final race. So if you guys are happy with the sound, please let me know. Please give some input to us, because I may have to change it again. But as long as you can hear Jess, that's all that matters right now. So as long as you can hear it, that's all we care about. So at the front of the lead, you can see Enaz now 6 attempts clear with a default setup. Jess is pretty impressive right now. Which is really good to see. And Scars as well, I believe, is making his debut in the series tonight.
Again, another last-minute person from last night, actually, I believe.
Indeed, so he just made the call, actually, just in time, which is pretty good. We've got a bit of a battle with the Renault drivers, Jess, right now, between Lewis and Akaz for P6, which is going to be the final spot in qualifying for the final right now. So, good news, Jess, we can hear you, which is great. So,
yes, that's good.
But this is going to be the battle, Jess, I have to say, between Akaz and I believe that is... I don't know, actually. Wait, Lewis's update... Oh, okay.
We're getting the timing glitch. That is quite common in F1 2020, Ryan, so...
Okay, that's good. Kate says all good as well, which is great to hear, so thank you very much for that. So we will stick it with this sound right now. So, Jay, obviously, I give you permission to tag people in Discord, who are those 4 drivers in particular, who haven't got in, so... please feel free to let them in. They've got to be in quickly, so...
and tell them it's one-shot quali. And tell them it's one-shot quali as well.
It is one-shot quali for the final due to time constraints, so apologies to anybody who was expecting a full qualifying session. We aren't, unfortunately, because we are on a tight schedule, so obviously we are going to try and rectify this going forward. But it was a bit unfortunate with the issue we had earlier, but you get these one occasions every time, but... which we do apologise for, but we're going to keep an eye on this battle, which you can see, Jess, the top 5 have just gone completely. So really, it's the fight for the final qualifying spot in P6 between Akaz, Lewis, Dimitri, and Malone as well, with Deadly Flu slowly catching up to the back of the pack.
Yeah, this is very, very exciting as well, and the DRS train could come into effect here, and the ones without DRS are really going to suffer, just like Lemmy is almost out of the range at this moment in time. So let's see, we got the AlphaTauri really getting a good run here as well. So they're all making through turn 1. The Racing Point actually is getting a better run here as well, going side by side. And we got the Racing Point sandwich coming in. And look at Lemmy here. Lemmy doing brilliantly, and so is Razin too. So Razin up to 3rd, Lemmy up to 5th. Could he get 4th here? Going into turn 4, going just past the curve of Grande. And Ash is going to try and make a move as well. There's so many battles happening in the space of a few corners. It's amazing. Razin trying to help his teammate out of Lemmy as they all go through the first Lesmo. It's going to be very tight. I think Lemmy has to hold back a bit because otherwise 3 wide you're not going to make it 3 wide, I've got to say. So they're keeping it very clean, I've got to say. Lemmy, though, is going to get a DRS enabled. This could be coming to full force. Ash here going to the right. He's absolutely flying there, going towards the start of Ascari there as Ace has left the session, Ryan. That's unfortunate.
I think that's a technical issue, I think, for Ace. We know he's well known for
Razin's
connections.
off! Razin's off! He's retired!
Razin's out. That's a crash at Ascari. We know that was going to be a victim corner, that one. And that's one big name out of the EPrix already. And that's a shame for Razin. He was a late call again for the series, and that's a big rip for them. And there's a few Razin fans in the chat, of course, and that's not what we want. But Jess is kicking off here in the mid-pack here. This is now for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th place, even 10th and 11th place. They're all going for it right now. It's a DRS train we mentioned, and this is going to be very tasty as we've got some overtakes going on. Down the inside goes Akaz up to P5 ahead of Lewis right now, as the Renaults are causing a bit of a train right now. Now it's the Akaz train, so it's a choo-choo to Akaz right now, and all those behind right now, Jess. Exciting stuff.
I think I'm glad you chose Monza for the final race before the finals, because I'm absolutely loving this right now. As Lemmy and Akaz and Lewis, they're absolutely going full beans, as well as Malone as well. But Akaz has gone off a little bit there. He's down into 8th place. Malone just said thank you very much. That's a position gain. Same for Dimitri and Lewis as well. So great to see. And I've noticed, Ryan, that the clouds are starting to go away, and it's starting to get a little bit more sunnier as this race is going on. So that means that it may be the best time for the mediums very, very soon, as Dimitri has just got past Lewis.
Indeed, we'll have a little word with T-Boy Kravitz right now. T-Boy Kravitz, have you got anything about the weather, about it being clear? The temperature's going to rise up, which could cause an issue for the tyres?
The weather's looking like it's going to clear, but what I did want to mention is we've got a yellow flag in Ascari. It looks like someone is starting to fight Ascari. I think that's Deadly Flu.
It's Deadly Flu.
I was going to mention the tyres. You've got Dimitri is the lead car on the mediums. He started on the mediums. Joe, Flu and Ace are all on the mediums. I believe Ace had a game crash. His AI is still going around. But also, right down the back, Narki and Goontilt, they're involved in an accident at turn 1 on that one. Narki went pitted for mediums. Goontilt was on hards. I think Goontilt knows Narki's mediums aren't going to make it to the end, so Narki's going to pit again. I want to see Goontilt's pace on those hards, because maybe with these temperatures, they might be doing okay at the moment.
Indeed, so our first pit stop of the race already. Malone in after 4 laps onto the medium tyres. He may be trying to do a little undercut maybe on that DRS train to try and build up there. And I've got to say, Jess, they've got to react to Malone right now, because how close it is in that mid-pack could decide who qualifies or not.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very excited to see how this fares with this weather change as well, of course. And to be honest, penalties is a factor around this track, like we said earlier on as well. And that might bring the likes of Mark into the mix as well. And speaking of Mark, he's all the way up into 9th place now. That's great to see.
Indeed. And unfortunately, we can't hear T-Boy apparently. So that's a real shame.
More technical difficulties, guys. We're
More
sorry.
technical issue for T-Boy's side of things. And Razin's in the chat now with his sad faces. Can we get some love hearts in for Razin? Very unfortunate for him to have that incident there. Just lost out of Ascari. Jay, if you don't get him in, it's fine. I'll add him because I've got him on Steam. So I'll add him in as well. But if you can, Alex, if you're watching, make sure to message Jay right now. Well, Luca, it's because we've got time constraints against us. So unfortunately, we have to scrap the qualifying to a one-shot. So it will add a bit of element of surprise, Jess, because they've got 1 lap to smash it in the final, which could mean being the champion of tonight's invitational event.
And I know what the track is, and the mods know what the track is as well. We're not going to reveal too much into it, guys, so no bribes.
Which is very true indeed. And Phoenix is all good, mate. No worries, which is all good right now. So at the front of the field, Scars is putting away to 2 seconds now, the gap. Enes as well, closing in, but the top 3, I would say, or top 4, I should say, I think are pretty safe right now at the minute. They've got a 5-second gap to our first runner on the medium compound tyre, which is Dimitri right now, who's falling a little bit of a train behind him with Lewis, Hash, Distinctive, all there lurking behind us. Enes, Jess, gets a penalty for that corner cutting at Ascari, which again, Monza is well known for corner cutting at that particular corner and turns 1 and 2, which could play a factor in this final race of the final.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And they obviously got free choice of what cars they're going to. And we've got a few people going into the pits. We've got Enas in the pits, Lemmy in the pits for their go onto the medium tyres. Like we said, the softs can go for quite a bit in this race. I'm a bit short on they're going it now, but I'm guessing they want to get the undercut sorted right here and right now. And I do see a McLaren pit crew ready to go in, so I think that's distinctive. Yes, it is.
It is indeed, and off they pop then. And let's see how they get on there. We've got Deadly Flu with a penalty for corner cutting, and Mark staying out as well. So Mark, as it stands, Jess, will be racing in the final, as it is right now, if all goes well for him. Which he wouldn't be saying that a few hours ago, which is interesting. Jess, you may have to speak up a little bit as well, because you went a bit quiet there at the end.
Sorry.
So a bit of a heads up for you there, right there. So at the minute, not looking too bad actually for some of these drivers right now. I would say Lewis wouldn't have to pit now. I would say as Miss Formula 1 pits as well, as she's down in 15th place at the minute. So not looking good for her right now, as we're seeing an overtake going on now. Hash and Lewis going side by side going into Ascari. And Hash gets the job done and moves himself up to P4 in the race. So not bad there. Jerry Bro, thanks for the follow as well. Welcome to the paddock. Good to see you, my friend, as well. Good to have you in the broadcast for the EPrix race, in the EPrix Invitational, which you, chat, can get involved in a few weeks' time, as our next event is not that long ago. Sign-ups for that will go live next week, so keep an eye on that one, as both Lewis, Jess, and Hash pit from 4th and 5th, respectfully. And very close to contact there between the two drivers that have, the Williams and the Renault. Very close.
Yeah, and obviously pit assists are off, so they're not allowed to go full throttle into the pit lane like they do in the open lobbies, of course. And that was too close to call for these guys, but there they go. Onto the mediums, didn't get held up as well. Hash comes into the pits as well on the mediums too. So that just leaves Mark, who was on the softs in the top 10, who needs to pit. Of course, we've obviously got Ace on the mediums still to pit, and Dimitri, but they're going to pit just a little bit later into the race. But Deadly Flu and Joe on the soft, Ryan. That is interesting.
That is very interesting, as my PC decided to be a bit poopy and tell me that I've got no memory, apparently. So that's a bit of a weird moment for me right there. But we're all good now. We're all back, which is good. Brody, by the way, thanks for the follow as well. Welcome to the paddock. Hope you're doing good, mate, as always. And we're having a bit of a question of the day right now from Brody. Says, what's people's thoughts of getting F1 2019? As I'm thinking about getting it, as a lot of my friends have it. Well, personally for me, Brody, you need to get this game, F1 2020, personally, because no one realistically is playing 2019 at the minute. So I would probably get this one. So it's a bit better. And you get to be in the EPrix series with us, which is great to have as well. So at the front of the field, Jess, Dimitri still out there on the medium tyres. Is he going really long on this on these tyres? I'm very surprised at this, because I know the softs can go very long. Very long indeed.
And it's not long to go until the end, and obviously you will have to pit soon. So I think he should have gone a few laps ago and probably get the undercut, but I think that may cost him a place in the finals, which he's one of the favourites going into this as well. And obviously Mark's still yet to pit as well. And obviously Mark... Mark obviously has got go on the mediums. He can't go on the softs again. So again, Mark's a disadvantage too. So technically, Scars is your net race leader, one of the debutants.
Indeed, but he's not got the big lead right now that I was expecting from him. He's only 1.3 seconds ahead of Lemmy, who's lurking behind him there in the racing point. Enes has just gone for a move on King Mash for P5, so they're scrubbing away. They've got a gap of about 6 seconds to Malone. But of course, pit stops are not yet done for the top two. They're still yet to pit in this final race. And it's a very short race, this one. It's the shortest race length of any of the EPrix we're doing today. And Malone has a penalty, which is going to maybe cost him maybe for the final, as the gaps are so close, Jess, in that mid-pack. Once all the rest of the guys pit, of course, this is going to get very interesting to see who qualifies. It's going to be a drag race to the end, as we see Dimitri pitting. And Mark, the moderator, who wasn't supposed to be in this race... is actually leading a race in the EPrix. Who would have thought we would see this day, Jess?
Yeah, well, I know. That is amazing, I've got to say. I think Mark wanted to do this for the fun, and who knows, Mark will sign up for the next one. Please, I do recommend you sign up, Mark, again. We missed you.
We miss Mark a lot, so maybe we get a bit of a hashtag Mark for EPrix, maybe, for the next one. That'll be great to see if a lot of people will come in as well, which would be good to see as well. Be very interesting to see Mark back in an EPrix race as well. And I think we need one as well for Tom as well. I would like to see Tom race in these EPrix. I think from obviously his experience as an esports qualification driver, Jess, we must mention, Tom would be a good asset for the series, I think, for maybe one of the events maybe down the line.
Definitely. And we got a few things planned, and we got a yellow flag in turn 1, and that's
Joe.
one is Joe.
Joe's off at, I think it's after turn 2, turn 3.
Curva Grande.
Curva Grande, we can see him there. He's not going, is he? He's back and Jess, that's not looking
He's
good
left.
there.
Oh, he's retired. Oh, he's left. I don't think he's disconnected.
To be fair, I think he made the right call because one, he's got a puncher. He's got 2 punches and a broken front wing, and I don't think he wanted to affect any drivers behind him when he was on track. So I think we may let him off there. I think with the severity of his damage, so we'll let him off. I think.
And Narki's out as well.
And Narki's out the race. We see a Ferrari in the pit lane. That will be Narki's car. As Mark is in the pits, Jess.
Where is Mark going to end up? Let us know in chat, guys, in any chat, where you think Mark's going to end when he comes out of the pit lane. So Mark's going to be not that far off. Dimitri pits as well on the freshest softs. And Mark's going to be in P10 or P10, yeah, P10. But it could be a higher position now because he's on the freshest tires, as he's not that far behind Distinctive as well. So your race leader Scars in P1. 2 seconds behind that is Lemmy. Then we got Ash, Enaz and Dimitri and Malone, but we got Hash, Lewis, Distinctive and Mark still winning a shot of qualifying as well. Razin just left the session, but obviously he retired earlier on as well. So, oh my God, I'm just excited about this race. I don't know who's going to qualify. This is exciting.
I know, it's going to be very tasty there from 6 downwards, but the big surprise, which I've got on the screen right now, is Dimitri, who we thought would make a bad call really staying out that long on the medium tyres. He's in 5th place. He's not that far away, actually, on the soft compound tyres. Only 2 seconds from P4 of Enaz. So if he really picks his pace up, Jess, we could see him on the podium here in this final race. But he hasn't got long left. He's only got 2 more laps to go to try and mount a challenge. We get a beautiful shot here of Monza going in towards Parabolica, one of the famous corners of Monza right now. And you may see a glimpse of the old circuit as well, the old oval section as well, which you can race on iRacing, actually, which is kind of cool and really good fun to do. I would recommend that if anyone's got iRacing, to try out that circuit. And he goes quickest, Jess, with the fastest lap of the race right now. He is on the charge.
Yep, he is Dimitri, and 1.6 seconds behind Enaz. And this is one of those tracks where the alternate strategy can play a massive factor if you get this right. And Dimitri is a quick boy, so he can do it with ease right now. And he's going to try and get some extra points as well. It's not going to affect him at the moment, but he wants the glory. We do have another yellow flag actually set to 1, so I'm not quite sure who that is. It's Distinctive.
It's Joe. I think it's Distinctive. Yes, I think he spun it out of turn 2, so that's his chance has gone down the window. But look at Mark, Jess, is what I will say right now. Look where Mark is right now, 9th place, chasing down the pack. I think Mark could qualify, you know, with this outstanding performance from him. He wasn't even meant to be racing today, but, you know, he's got his opportunity. Could qualify here, and I think he's got a good setup on his hands because he's closing right up to Lewis now in that Renault. He could be in with a sniff here, you know, as he's really giving it the full beans. As they're not got long left to go. There's only 1 lap remaining, Jess. This is going to get very interesting, and penalties could play a factor.
It does depend on penalties, yes, I agree. And imagine if Mark, the last-minute entrant, makes it through to the final. I think that will be the biggest achievement in EPrix history, I've got to say. Don't forget he started near the back of the grid as well, so he will probably be our driver for the day. But yeah, final lap. Mark's going to make another position by the sound of it, is if I scroll down to see Mark. He's made it up into 8th place before turn 1. He's only got to make 2 more positions, and then he's through to the final.
The thing is, Malone's got a penalty, remember, as well, so Malone's going to drop out, I think. So Hash could be in that hot seat right now, but I'm a bit worried for Enaz right now because he has got a penalty, Jess, as well. He's only 3 seconds away. Literally right now,
Ace is disqualified. Failed to use required tyre compound. But I think did he leave the session anyway?
That's a big F, actually. Yeah, but he did leave the session, though, so he's all good. So bit of an F for Ace's bot there, I've got to say, so a big rip for him. But Enaz is going to be a little bit worried right now. He's got to find 4 tenths of a well, got to keep 4 tenths away right now, because if he doesn't, he may not qualify now. As Mark's out the race. Oh, yeah, I think he's retired because he's not racing. I don't think
he binned it just before the DRS straight.
Oh, Mark, what a bottle job he is, I have to say. What a bottle job. But we go back to Scars right now, who will win the race here in Monza. He will qualify for the final. Great performance from him. Wins the race with Lemmy in 2nd place. Dimitri's going to come through, and the timing screen's a bit messed up right now. There we go. We get the classifications right there. So Scars, Lemmy, Dimitri, King Mash, Enaz, and Hash will qualify for the final, with Malone missing out with that penalty at the end there has cost him Jess of qualifying. So there is your top 6 right now, and Enaz is one lucky boy, I have to say, because with a default setup, he's still qualified from pole.
That's great. That's great to see from Enaz. It proves to everyone that you can do it with default setup. And guys, if you're in the top 6 now, get your butts into the lobby very quickly so we can get started.
Indeed. So Jay, you've got the 6 drivers on the screen. If you're watching, make sure
you note them down.
To get in there. We will obviously. I will be able to invite people as well. So that's good news for me right now. So make sure you join the lobby very quickly, as we're jumping straight into the final. As Dimitri just gets driver of the day, which I believe is pretty deserving, because we did knock him down a little bit by going longer on his stint at the start, and he did pretty well there, I've got to say, for him right there.
Yeah, he's a veteran to the EPrix series, and he did us proud. And so it's quite a few people as well. But there's some big names that we were expecting to see qualified as not qualified in pretty much all groups, I think. So, it just goes to show that, the EPrix can bring some surprises. But we've seen quite a few people do well in the races, even though they have not qualified as well. Look at all those penalties. But I think Scars, Hash, Distinctive, and Miss Formula 1, only drivers to... who finished not get a penalty.
So you know what? They get a little shout out from us as well, I believe. No penalties is a good thing, and I like that. So they've been good. They've been good drivers, which we like to see right now. So it's time for the final, Jess.
Yes.
It's gonna be very tasty, this final right now. So we're just waiting for Jay to send the invites for the final, as he's hosting it, of course. So big shout out to Jay as well for helping us as well. For this event. So we are going to switch back to my lovely face right now. So should be quite interesting. You can see my lovely face. Aren't you happy to see my face, chat, right now? So it's time for the final. So we'll take you through the list of drivers, Jess, for the final. And
I need an invite. I need an invite, please.
Don't worry, I've got you covered. I'm doing Mash as well. So Mash has got his invite because I've just done it for him. So all good right now. So the drivers as it is right now, you've seen already the top 6 from the Monza race, of course. So we've got Jay, Top Jack, Noobidoo, Kai Bikini, obviously, who was racing, commentating with us earlier, Tim, Whitestone, Michaelander, my man Dirk from Twitch, of course,
yes,
the Twitch streamers repping crowd. Luca, Phoenix, Alex, King Mash, Enaz, Dimitri, Lemmy, Burrick, Hash. And that's it at the minute, ready now. So we're just going to wait for a few people to get in, of course. There is a quick transition across, of course, so we'll be as fast as possible with getting all of you in that got through to the final. So please be patient whilst we get on there. So obviously Mark can maybe help us out with this, I think. If you can let us know who qualified again right now. Or if you're in the chat, please let us know.
Or screenshot, or Alex screenshots. I know Alex did some helpful screenshots for us.
Indeed. So Jess, anyway, let's think about this one now for the final. Whilst we wait, of course, the drivers currently have Silverstone Short on there because we like to tease them a little bit. So it isn't Silverstone Short, so don't worry, chat.
We can reveal very, very soon what the track is, and we'll give you some clues as well.
And just amazingly, everybody's in the lobby apart from Mark, who is obviously
a steward.
A steward. So I've got to say GG's to every single one of you who are in the lobby. So you know what? Well done, guys. You've been amazing. All of you got into the lobby straight away. Good communication. So, yep, Mark, make sure you're a steward, remember. Make sure you're a steward this time. Right, anyway, for the final race then, chat. The grand final of tonight's invitational event.
The mods know this. The mods know this.
The mods are aware for this, by the way. It's a track that I absolutely loved racing on. It's a track that I think could cause some unpredictability and strategy. And it's a track that recently was moved from its original date to a new date next year. It's, of course, the great, amazing track of Tom's homeland of the Holland place. It's, of course, Zandvoort is the track we're doing for the final race of the night. Of course, it is Zandvoort, a very popular track, Jess, with the fans, of course, in the EPrix series. And this is going to be interesting, of course, with the one-shot qualifying on as well. this is going to be even more pressure for these drivers.
Yeah, definitely. It was very last minute as well for one-shot quali, and for some other guys, they've probably practiced short quali in some other track. So this is going to be exciting for those of them that are not a fan of this format. They need to make sure they keep an eye on invalidations. This is a track where it's kind of like important to qualify because there's not many places to overtake. I would say the 2 DRS straights and would be probably the best option as well, and going through the Audi S as well. That is another common place, but apart from that, not many places to overtake, but in quali, it's just such a fun track to drive due to the flowing elements of it. I just love it.
Indeed. And chat, I would like you now to get your predictions in right now. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to select the top 3 winners from each group. So Microlander, Burrick, and who was the one in the final, Jess? In the final group stage?
Was it? Oh, so...
Chat, can you remind us who won?
MRL something.
So, Mark, if you can, very politely, can you put a poll in the chat right now for the 3 winners of the EPrix qualifiers? Who will come out on top between those 3? Between Scars, Burrick, and Microlander. Who will come out on top in our first vote of the stream? And also, we are going to do a driver of the day vote as well via Twitch poll as well. So make sure to get those in, but you don't need to put it in the chat, by the way, because we're going to get a poll up in the stream chat right now. So, we can't anyway, so never mind. Right there. So you can put it in the chat, by the way. Just put it in the chat what you want to see.
Or
so we're
someone can set a stroll poll, one of the mods who is watching the stream.
Of course, or anyone who has experience of setting polls up. Mods, that'll be great to put up at some point. But T-Boy, if you're there, have you got any news for us about weather?
Weather for quali looks very, very nice. Obviously, we were hoping for a longer session, but sometimes these things happen. But the race, I'm not so sure about. The race, the forecast is we might get a little bit of rain during the latter stages of the race, so got to look out for that.
Indeed, so I've got a little tactic to hear T-Boy now. Just pause the game. Turn it all, the game sound off, you can hear him very well there. So, looks like it's dry for quali, Jess, which is going to be good news for a lot of people, but that uncertainty about the rain. We know Zandvoort is placed near a beach and obviously can bring a little surprise maybe with some weather in the horizon. So looks like it could be dry to start off with, but we'll wait and see as Jess will go on board with King Mash as we go around Zandvoort right now. So take us through a lap.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me just get my onboard shot so I can actually see the lap properly. I don't know why it's not showing. There we go. So, yes, as basically you got to take the inside curve just a little bit there. You're going to go into 5th gear here. You're going to be going up this beautiful hill as well, and just look at those beautiful views going down there as well. A little bit of moments where people can get some understeer as well, so very, very interesting indeed. As Hash has retired, so he'll be starting at the back, and so will Dimitri as well. I think they might have been validated, I'm not entirely sure, but we're following the other Williams of Ash then going into the next DRS straight of the circuit. Full power going towards around about 190 miles per hour here, going into the Audi S coming up potentially. And I think he's going to be in 6th place, so not too bad. But one of the early favourites is really starting to put the pressure on everyone now. But let's see what Ash can do going towards the final corner. He's on the soft tyres, and let's see what he could do. He comes across the line. It's going to be P6 for him, and on pole.
Look how close it is. Oh my word.
Jesus Christ. On par with Microlander.
Very close. Only 2/100ths of a second covers the top 2 drivers. But Jesus, Jess, that's a very close qualifying. It's a short lap as well at Zandvoort, but that is a mad qualifying that was right there. Look how close it is between the top 4. Just shy of 0.2 of a second there between them. It's anybody's guess. And the 2 Mercedes, of course, at the top of the board as well, which is quite there. But Newbie Do with a strong lap as well. We haven't really mentioned him as well since, well, you weren't there, Jess, in the Hanoi race. We kept him a little low profile. And looking pretty strong. He could be one to keep an eye on, you know, for the win tonight.
Yeah, don't rule out the ones that were so close to win in the other groups, because they may have a potential strategy on their hands. So a lot of people, quite a few people have opted for the medium tyres inside the top 10. So that could be proved to be very, very intriguing. But just watch out for the weather at the start. And it's quite dark right now.
I don't see anything yet, Jess. Oh, it looks very dark out there, Jess. Very overcast conditions right there. So very quickly, T-Boy, have you got any update for us about any changeable conditions possibly?
Yeah, as I said, it is very, very dark. A lot of the teams are expecting the rain to turn up sooner rather than later. So I don't think we will be getting 100% dry running. I think at some point someone will decide, you know what, Inters.
Very, very, very interesting actually from there. So, Jess, any predictions for this one? Because it's going to be, if we have got these changeable conditions here, it's a 50% race, so they are going to be doing at least one stop in this one. What would you do at this point? What tyres would you go on? What strats would you do?
In these conditions, if the rain's going to come a bit earlier, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I still see a bit of spray, so I think the rain's going to come any moment. So I think the ones on the softs have probably had the right decision, I think, because it's best in overcast conditions heading into wets, maybe, potentially, if we get rain. But I think it is starting to get dark, so it's like real life where it's starting to get dark here in the UK. It's actually quite dark here, actually, right now. So, yeah, it should be interesting. But I think Michael Lander's going to win today. You really think
that?
Yeah, because he's good in I don't know, because we haven't seen what Group A and Group C are like in the wet conditions in the race. Group B had a full advantage in the wet conditions in Vietnam, of course. So I think they're going to have one with the most advantage because obviously they're used to the wet conditions already. So watch out for those guys as well, maybe potentially.
Indeed, and if you are here for the first time, hit that follow button like Mandrill has done. Just in time, hit the follow button and has joined us for the final. Make sure to share this out as well. If you got anybody who wants to think they can take part in the EPrix series and go, you know what, I could have some good fun here. Make sure to share the stream out right now for the final race of the night, and we'll find out this week who is our EPrix champion going forward into our next event, which will be in a few weeks' time, which may or may not feature, maybe potentially, Jess, some special content creators guests maybe down the line, which is going to be very, very spicy to see if we'll get them in board. We'll wait and see. But no esport drivers, though. We can confirm that. There won't be any esport drivers, so you're good.
Yeah, don't worry, guys, because I know there's people that were a little bit too further behind than the esports drivers. But, yeah, it was nice to have them. It was fun while it lasted. But, yeah, but we shall see, of course.
Jess, I just want to say, it has started raining on the pit straight already. We can see raindrops. Bottom left of the screen, you can just see it. But here we go for the final race of tonight's EPrix Invitational. Who is going to win tonight? We'll find out as the lights are on. Away we go already. It's a great start from Michael Lander. Gets the jump on the two Mercedes, which are going side by side into turn one. Oh, and I think that was ghosting there for... Was that Enaz, I think? Was very lucky to avoid any contact there with the Red Bull. But Michael Lander with a good start right there. All chaos is going to ensue right now, Jess, going into turn... I believe that's turn 4, I believe. But all clean, which is what we want to see. Good start from everybody.
Yeah, we don't know where people are because obviously there's a timing glitch on my screen. So just give us a sec, guys, where we bear with these glitches with the game. But yeah, Michael Lander definitely had the best launch. And due to the rain going early, I think this is the earliest I've seen rain. They got to think a little bit more on strategy. And I did see spray in the formation lap. So I wasn't that surprised that it was going to happen, of course. And I wonder if the visibility is going to... disintegrate a little bit because the dirty air is going to be a little bit more trickier for the drivers. But we've seen the two Mercedes catching up to the Red Bull. Is this like real life?
Sounds it right now, but Dirk's had a bit of a disastrous start, Jess, by the way. He's down in last place right now, which is not what we want to see. We've got a yellow flag out. I'm not sure what that is in the final sector, but it's been cleared. All good to go. And you can see Michael had already 8 temps clear right now, but the rain seems to have stopped, Jess, as well. So a little brief shower there may have scared the drivers right now. You can see the DRS is enabled right now, so there must have been a little bit of a wet patch there on parts of the circuit, but we're all good now, which is what we want to see, and they're all good to go right now. But you can see a bit of a pattern emerging with a few of these drivers, Jess, and gaps emerging from the top 4, putting away.
Yep, indeed, of course, and Michael Lander is around. I can't see what the gap is because of the timing glitch. I do apologise, but yeah, Michael Lander setting purples quite a bit and is going to try and pull away from the two Mercedes drivers. Scar's looking very good in a P6 right now.
Jess, the rain has arrived after 1.5 laps. It has finally arrived.
Here we go,
already.
ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
And this Jay, who's just moved up to P6, by the way, could have got a better strategy, maybe, right now, as it's absolutely pouring it down in the last sector right now.
Oh, Scars made contact.
So who was that with, Jess?
I think it was either. I don't know who it was, but I literally just went on board and it was just someone made contact with him, so I can't tell. But I'm sure the stewards will be looking into that.
Definitely. Can we get some cat jams in for the rain? Of course, the rain hype is here. I did say there'll be rain, possibly down the line, as the DRS has apparently been enabled again. But of course, it's now 3 laps in, so we're all good there. And this is going to be very interesting right now for strategies right now. Jay, of course, was hopeful that the rain wouldn't come this early, but you can see already, out of turn 4, he's really struggling for grip on the rear tyres already. Could we see some intermediate tyre changes at this lap, Jess, potentially?
I mean, quite a few people, there were some people that were on the mediums in qualifying, but then opted to go on the softs at the start of the race. Dimitri's off. Oh, where did he lose it?
He lost it in the middle sector after the fast-flowing sector, but he's away, which is good to see, of course. But one of the surprises in the Monza race, actually, not looking too good though on those medium compounds. Maybe it's getting very wet right now, and we could see some switching, Jess, to potentially the intermediate tyres already. But what do you think, Jess, if this intensifies even more, which we are seeing, maybe some people gamble and stay out until the wet compound tyres, possibly, if it gets really heavy?
Yeah, maybe. We had that some similar situation in my race where I wasn't sure where to pit or not, but I think it's going to get pretty heavy very quickly as Tim's gone off.
We've got a contact there. I'm not sure who that was. I think that's Alpha Tauri. I believe it's Tim.
Yeah, it was Tim.
In the wall. And there's some debris out of the last corner, so that may be investigated potentially. What if that would have been a safety car, actually, with where it was, or a VSC. But thankfully for him, he hasn't got long to go to the pit lane there.
Some drivers are going on to Inters, Ryan. Hash has gone on to Inters. I think Tim is going on to Inters as well, yes. So the rain is coming down thick and fast now. Lots of drivers deciding it is time for Inters. I think Phoenix has made a really bad choice there, going out onto hards.
Yep, we're watching him right now, the runner driver. So that's a bit of an F right there. And you can see he's done a spinata into the wall. And unfortunately, that has not worked out for him. And he's got a puncher as well.
He's reset to track. Penalty.
He's reset to track, sadly, right there. So that may be a little warning for him, baby. There you go, Jess. There's confirmation right there. The DRS has been disabled. So this could work out nicely for Hash and Tim, for example, who obviously, of course, they were a bit further down the field. But, of course, not doing too badly on those tyres. But they are really struggling. But it is a short lap here, Jess, Zandvoort. A 1:09 normally in the dry conditions, but it's going to be very close here. I've got to say, between these guys and Hash right now. So Hash could be one to keep an eye on, I think.
Noobidoo's staying out. Noobidoo has stayed out for some reason. Why has he done that?
Maybe a safety car, maybe, because there's a yellow flag out in the final sector, but it's been cleared. Scars has got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane, which is not what he wants to do. But Noobidoo with a very bold strategy, Jess.
He doesn't want to do the double stat, I don't think. But you lose so much more time if you stay out on the softs than when you go in. That's what I had to do when I had the same issue with Noobidoo earlier on. So I think Noobidoo has made a big mistake. You lose so much more time if you're on the track than double stacking.
Well, we're going to have to see. It is a short pit lane, though, Jess, that we must add as well. So it's not going to be a long one. But you can see already nearly a second gained for Michael Lander already in the space of about 3 corners. So Noobidoo's strategy here of staying out hasn't really worked out. I think he was hoping for a safety car because he may have seen a yellow flag pop up on his screen. So maybe he was hoping for that, really, to help him out there. As Phoenix gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Of course, it's been a horrific race for him, but I hope he doesn't retire because he still has a chance here if a safety car comes out, because he has got a gap behind to our race leader, Michael Lander, once he pits, of course, Noobidoo. So as we've got a yellow flag in the first 2 sectors, Jess, it's all kicking off here. Everyone's spinning all over the place in these conditions. Maybe it's not intermediates, maybe. As, Noobidoo has spun into the wall, Jess. And that is just out the last corner. And that is disaster for him, but he's got to be very careful to... Oh, my word, that was close with Burrick there. That was close to nearly causing a collision on that out of the last corner there. He's very lucky, but unfortunately for him, that's a shame. The strategy didn't work for him.
Nope, it did not, and I think he's going to be shaking in his boots at the moment, and it's going to help the others trying to make their way through the field. And for the ones that have been on these ins for a bit longer, like Hash, for example, all the way up into 9th place. Brilliant stuff.
Indeed, and he comes out down in 12th place, so that strategy did not work for him right there. As we also got Alex also coming out the pit lane. One of the debutants as well, Jess, in the final. We've got so many debutants in the final that we've never seen before. You've got the likes of, obviously, Kai Bikini, Scars, you've got Dirk, Dimitri, Alex.
No, Dimitri's been in the finals. Dimitri's been in the finals quite a few times.
And Tom in the chat's gone, Jay knows the way with a cat jam. So Jay apparently is on the charge. And we've got another yellow flag out. I'm not sure what's happened.
I'll just pick out people slowly, I think. I didn't see any spinalas or anything, so it's just the game being nasty to us at the moment. Sorry, guys.
So sorry about that, chat. So a reminder, if anybody wants to join the EPrix series, you can do with !EPrix in the chat. Also, we're doing a giveaway very soon, so if you want to, !giveaway in the chat for the details on there. I don't think it's going to be in today's stream, but it may be in tomorrow's stream we're going to be doing after the Turkish Grand Prix tomorrow, which I would recommend watching because it's going to be a banger of a race from what we saw in qualifying earlier on, which we're not going to spoil, of course. So if you haven't seen it, go and check it out because you'll be so very surprised.
Oh,
If we got
Kai's out!
That's a safety car, surely it is.
Yeah, he's in the middle of the track by the looks of things, and Newbie D was trying to avoid that, but I don't know how he retired there. That looked a very odd place to retire.
It is, so hopefully we'll get some confirmation there. But for the first time in a very long time, Jess, the chats can put their safety car emotes in there, and Dirk's in the pits, Jess. Good call from him to get that in there for the safety car, but another set of intermediates, though.
I thought it'd be for wets. I
was going to say, I presumed Dirk would go on to wets. It looks way too wet for inters at this point. The rain is coming down thick and fast. Ash also going on to another set of inters. But he's getting a wing
very
change.
Surprising,
So
but chat, get your safety cars in. Subscribers, get those safety car emotes flying in right now. But Kai, unfortunately, to be fair, he did a pretty impressive job just in the group stages, but one mistake has cost him there. And he's in the chat now with the words simply RIP.
Oh, that is a bit of a shame, of course, but everyone doesn't like these wet conditions. I had to drive around these heavy conditions around Zandvoort, and I nearly spun it quite a few times. So it is really, really hard. So, but not many people made it through to the finals today, so he can hold his head up high and say that he was one of 18 drivers that made it through out of the 55 people who basically signed up. So good on you. Don't give up.
Yeah, I've got to say, Kai did a splendid job in his debut to be in the final, but you can see now, obviously, Michael Lander has caught the back of the safety car. We've got a Renault ahead of, I think, Phoenix, and I'm surprised Phoenix hasn't been let go, actually, from the safety car, so
lap cars, if the lap car, yeah, there we go.
There we go. So Phoenix is on his way again. So if I was anybody right now at the rear end of the field, I would maybe highly recommend going onto wet tyres, maybe. But we'll see how heavy this rain gets. But it's a good sign for a few of these drivers, obviously with the gaps we've got at the minute. So they're all taking their time right now, getting back. Need to keep their tyres up to temperature, Jess, because that's going to be a big factor once the restart goes in these conditions.
Yep, definitely, indeed. This was going to be a while before the safety car catches up to everyone, so it's going to be there for a few more laps as well. And I think with everyone so bunched up, you're going to lose so much less time in the safety car period. So why not pit? You know, if you don't pit on the full wet, you're going to maybe lose a chunk of time, or maybe they might pit at the end of the safety car. Well, if Michael Lander pits, probably everyone else is going to jump ship and do the same. So Michael Lander might do a bit of a dummy here potentially as well. We'll have to wait and see. Enaz maybe as well. Enaz doing well in second place. Don't forget, Enaz had that penalty in Monza and he got pole position, and he could be the one. He could be the dark horse here as well. And yeah, everyone's saying out on this stage, it's a lot of standing water I could see on the track, Ryan.
Indeed, and someone asked me, am I driving the safety car? Absolutely, I'm driving through turn 1 as we speak right now. And seeing the back of Michael Lander there in that Red Bull. But we've got someone in the pits, Jess, and it's Noobidoo, who obviously we saw have that spinneroonie.
Full wets.
And it's full wet tyres, so he's took the gamble right now. Is anybody going to follow him right now? But I don't see anybody. Right, we'll see Dirk right now on board with him with a great helicopter shot there. coming into the last corner. Is he going to pit for wet tyres? Or is he going? He is indeed coming into the pits. He's going for this wet tyre strat right now. So this could be the big move of the race, Jess, for some of these drivers now. From 13th downwards, they've got nothing to lose right now in this safety car period.
Yeah, nothing to lose at all. And Dirk could be a big game changer. He can gain some points on his debut. That'll be great news, won't it? But I think we'll see how fast it is when they catch up to the safety car as well. And obviously the ones that are on the intermediates. And you can see when the crossover point really is. But we don't know if it's going to get any better, worse, or if it's going to stay like this. So they just have to go with their gut. And I think that's what Dirk and Newbie has done. And it's been, Zandvoort has been a bit not very kind today, as Vietnam's not been very kind either. So, yeah.
Yep, indeed. And you see Kai left the session. It's a real shame for him, really. And we got reports just he lost it going into the pit lane and hit the wall, apparently. So it might have been a Newbie situation, I think we saw earlier on in the race, which we thought would bring out a safety car. But we've got one now. Safety car's still staying out there for another lap, Jess. And I think it may come in next lap. So it will give the likes of Dirk, Tim, and Phoenix to catch up to the back of the pack and not lose any time here. Yeah,
definitely. And I mean, that's going to be crucial, so then they won't get lapped. That's the most crucial thing. If you pit now, you won't get lapped, and I think that's what Phoenix wanted to do, and Phoenix is praying to the safety car gods that it doesn't leave now and he can catch up and still be involved in this great battle, because if you're last in these conditions, it's not very bad, and Newbie pitted again, and he's got front wing damage, and he's on inters.
Maybe he's thinking this rain's not going to get as heavy as expected, so... But one thing to mention, Jess, Phoenix has gone back in the pits to take his penalty, his 5-second penalty. So that's a very good call from Phoenix. He is last place and thought, you know what, let's just get it done, get out of the way. No need for me to have it at the end of the race and affect my position. So good call on him, I've got to say.
That's what I did in my race. I was like, there was nothing to lose for me. So yeah, Phoenix just wants to have some fun.
Indeed, and we'll see how this one's going to come out right now. And right now, so they're coming into the middle sector. So I think Newbie is going to get to the back of this train very quickly, but Phoenix, on the other hand, I'm not entirely sure. He's coming into turn 1 right now, so he's about 30 seconds away, I would say, from the pack, so he may have a chance to catch up before the restart begins. And oh my word, that was close for Enaz there, nearly losing it there just on the safety car there, with those tyres not up to temperature. And Brooks been given a penalty for a collision with Jay, so Jay, unfortunately, are having some issues there, but of course, if there is any issues under the safety car, we can review it, as the safety car's coming in, Jess.
Yep, safety car in this lap. So Microlander is technically the safety car. He's the one that controls the pace. And if he starts to speed up, then he has to keep it to that speed. Otherwise, there's going to be some repercussions. Enaz is very keen to get going as well. 17 drivers still in this race. We've got quite a few gainers as well, which we'll go through a little bit in a minute. And will majority of these guys go into the pits for the full wet, or will they choose to stay out? Because this is a nightmare to drive in these conditions. Maybe they'll think it'll get better. But anyway, safety car comes in. Most of the guys stay out, but Enes is getting a very good getaway into turn 1. And so is Burrick as well. And Jay is getting a good start too, as they all make it through the sweep in turn 1. I think Microlander almost lost it a little bit there, and that's allowed Enes to come back. But Microlander's going to get the switch back. There he goes. Microlander's back in the lead, but Enes is round the gearbox, and Enes is gone.
Oh, that's a big shame for him. I think he locked up, and went off the circuit there. He has got a penalty for track limits, but we will probably take that off him because he did lose it on his own and went off the circuit. So, to the mods, please remind me to take Enes' penalty off there. So, there's 2 penalties. I think he got 2 in 1 there, Jess. 2 for the price of 1 at one corner. That's something I don't see every day, right there. But unfortunate for him. But the big question is on everyone's mind: is Dirk and Phoenix's strategy here on the wet tyres going to work? Because it is getting very heavy out there now at Zandvoort. Look how bad it is here in the middle sector.
Phoenix is gaining on the pack, so that's great to see. Dirk's gaining on Newbie. So, but there's going to be elements where the crossover point could be at its full force at the moment in time, and you never know what the weather can throw at Zandvoort. We may see a monsoon, which I almost suffered in Zandvoort a few weeks ago, so hopefully they won't suffer that, as Ash has gone off, and there's quite a little bit of a train as Dirk jumps by quite a lot. So I think that answers our question on which tyre is the best around here.
Indeed, right now, and don't know really what's going to happen. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. But Michaelander is in the lead as Enes comes in. Of course, he has to go in with a broken front wing. So I would say for him to keep an eye and maybe go on the wet tyres maybe, because I can see some standing water on the outside of the racing line there. I can just see a little bit there. So we may be getting into wet tyres very shortly, but we're already through a third of the race, Jess, and lots of carnage happening already.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, more carnage than I thought it was going to be, but majority of these guys keeping it clean as a whistle, so that's great to see as well. And I wonder who's going to stay penalty-free, but just look at the spray. If I go on board with, like, say, Dirt Chocolate on, I would say, his rival, I could see that he's got some cleaner air, but for everybody else, I would say who's the closest, you could just hardly see anything. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. Jack is going to find overtaking Scars very difficult on these intermediate conditions as well, but the ones that have got a little bit of breathing space, they should be okay for quite a few laps, as we're seeing quite a few more lockups from people, so that should be interesting.
Yes, that's going to be the massive key thing now. Let's just look at the conditions, but Michaelander still carries on 1.7 seconds. You can see Jay losing the back end nearly, and Jay's coming in, Jess. He saw that little wiggle, and he's going to have to play this now as he comes in. No issues. He's got Burik, Luca, Lemmy all coming in with him right now. So this is going to be a very tasty bit of the race right now. Is Michaelander going to lose the lead of this race, Jess? He has to react now and push like a madman right now, as Tim has been disqualified for apparently ignoring his drive-through penalty, which I don't believe is true, but I'm not really sure. There he goes. So that's a bit of a strange one, that one. I don't know what's happened.
He didn't get a drive-through penalty, did he? I didn't see him get a drive-through.
I didn't see one right there. So that's a bit of a strange one, that one. I've got to say, we may have to get confirmation from Tim on that one, because I don't think I've ever seen like that before, I would say. So that's a bit of a strange...
most people on full wets now from 7th downwards.
Yes, so this is going to be good. So actually, Jess, I've just realised something here. If the top 6 pit, Dirk is going to lead the race.
Oh my goodness. And I know Dirk's streaming as well.
Dirk is going to be leading a race. Who would thought I would say those words in an EPrix race right now?
Dirk has timed that strategy to perfection, but Luca's gaining on him.
Yeah, I would say for him, and there you go, Luca's down the inside on Dirk, but Dirk's not giving up here. He's going down the inside and holds it there, but he just made a little mistake there, just a little back up there. I think he's slowing down, actually. I think he's had an issue, but oh no, he's good now. He's all good, and our race leader, Jess, in the pit lane. Michaelander onto wet tyres, of course. The Scars gets a penalty for speeding, but we're going to have a new race leader, Jess, it looks like, coming to the end of the turn 1.
That's going to be Luca by the looks of things.
He's got damage as well. Someone's hit the wall. I'm not sure who that was. It's, I think it's Dirk, but I'm not sure.
Luca hit the wall.
It was Luca who hit the wall.
Dirk's going to be leading a race. Oh, no, he's not. No, he's not. It's Michaelander still leads.
He is just ahead of Alex and King Mash right now. And I've got to say, Mash and Alex are doing pretty good on Inters still right now. We've got a yellow flag. They've got to hope, actually, Jess, that they've got to hope for a safety car or something, just to, you know, see how we get on there. But Tim has confirmed our rumours, Jess. He didn't even get told of a penalty or even get told about a disqualification or anything like that. That's
unfortunate. Game.
That's really unfortunate there. Right there. So, Tim, all we can do is apologise for you, mate, but it's a real shame that, and we have no power over it. We can't override any penalties, which would be a good feature to have for anyone who spectates, of course. So, Komas, if you're watching, would love that as a feature. That would be great to have powers of clearing any penalties for any misunfortunate events. But
just like ACC.
Like ACC does. We can see Enaz's car as well. He's also at the race, Jess. He also retired at the pit lane. He didn't get his front wing changed, apparently, as well. So, lots of issues for some of these drivers tonight, Jess, with the game at the minute. So, not what we want to see, but the racing, though, on the other hand, looking very spicy right now, as we've got a bit of a train now emerging behind Alex and Kingmash right now. It's going to get very tasty for turn 1.
Look at this. This is almost going 3 wide. One of them has to back out, surely. Otherwise, it's going to be contact, but they still go for it. A little bit of a love tap between the Haas driver of Burik there, but Burik is doing a great job keeping these guys behind as well. He's got Lemmy and Alex for company as well. This is just getting super intense as we got a yellow flag. Turn 1, that's Luca.
Luca.
Yeah, that's a bit of a sad story. Luca was doing so well battling with Dirk, but I think damage just cost him a little bit there. But meanwhile, Burrick is up into P3. I don't know, but
P3,
Alex,
yes.
as Jay has got moved up to P4, as Alex has been overtaken.
I think the intermediate runners now are starting to show now that it's not the right time to be on at the minute. It is absolutely throwing it down right now here in Zandvoort. And T-Boy, have you got any news about the weather? Is it going to be any improvements, or is it going to be like this at the end of the race?
Meteo France, who cover all sorts of places around the world, they're saying that we might get some, not blue sky, but they're saying that we've got a little clear patch coming in off the North Sea, which is where this whole rain shower came from. So I think we might see the rain start to ease sooner rather than later. I don't know if it'll be dry by the end of the race. I doubt it. This is the worst weather I've ever seen, but it might stop. So some drivers maybe think, the Inter guys may be thinking, if we could just hold on here as Bottas going around the outside of Ferrari, if the Inter guys can just hold on, they might still be okay.
Indeed, thank you T-Boy for that one right there. So as you saw, Jay up to P3 now, Jess, and only 2 attempts behind Lemmy, but this is the key battle right now for second place. But look at the gap Microlander has over the pack now, 10, making 11 seconds already. That's just madness, and just shows how quick. As we see Jay now, Jess going for a move around the outside here, into the long right sweeper, one of my favourite corners around Zandvoort, and Jay has kept it amazingly and pulls a great move there up to P2. What a move from the young man right there, and now he's on the charge now to catch the Microlander. Possibly one of the best overtakes I've ever seen, Jess, in the EPrix series. What a move from the Alfa Romeo driver right there.
Guys, who said you can't overtake in Zandvoort? Jay has proved us wrong, definitely, through one of Ryan's favourite corners. So bravo, Jay. And to be honest, I think he wants to go for moves like that, and he's showing that he could be still be a threat, even though he just made it into the qualification, into the final. But he's showing that he's doing very well in these wet conditions. He's done well in IRL as well, as White Storm has been overtaken. I think, no, White Storm is going to overtake Ash, actually, King Mash for P7. And I don't know why Alex and Ash are staying out. I am questioning it. Maybe they think it's going to get a little bit better.
That's what I'm thinking as well. I think maybe it's going to get a little bit drier, and then maybe dry tyres potentially, or even into, so they don't have to make another pit stop. But they're not really losing that much time, actually, as we see White Storm going for a move. And look at this, Jess. There's a car park around here in Turn 1. We've got White Storm, Mash, Scars, Phoenix, Dirk, Hash, Noobidoo, Dimitri, and Luca all in this fight for P7. It's madness down here. 7th to 15th, all in a gaggle right now. This is madness. And then you got, obviously, the top 4 putting away right now. Oh, and I say that, White Storm's gone and hit the wall. He's lost it completely. No front wing on his left-hand side there, and that's going to cost him big time. Little mistake, and it's paid there as we've got some damage there. I think there's a Renault bit there. Phoenix lost a bit of damage on his end plate right there. But it's all kicking off here right now in this mid-pack, as we mentioned right now. And this is what we want. We always like to throw a bit of spanner in the works for Zandvoort, and it's causing chaos, Jess, and that's what we like to see.
I absolutely love it, I've got to say. I mean, it's throwing a bit of a last-minute strategy, I've got to say, and look at the spray once again. I don't think it's going to get any better, but the weather may say otherwise, as Dimitri now up into 10th. King Mash has got to pit. Even if he thinks he's getting better, he's got to pit, because otherwise he's going to jump down into last. The train is growing from 12th downwards to try and get up to King Mash, I've got to say. But Microlander is looking the favourite to be winning this race, as Luca is trying to go for a comeback drive past Noobidoo, going into turn 1. A little bit of a squeeze there as Noobidoo closes the door on him, but I think he needs it open there. Could Luca get the upper hand here around the shortest line possible? It's going to be close. I think Noobidoo just about... No, he doesn't hold on. It's very close. Luca just takes it. Wow, brilliant stuff from Luca. Up into 8th place.
Indeed, we've got a bit of a freeway scrap here, Jess, and I may as well say it. The freeway horse, if you're an OG of the channel, you'll know what that means. But Lemmy, Jack, and Burrick have been squabbling for the entire lap right now. The P3 to be on that final step of the podium, and looking pretty good there. Jay's got a 5-second gap now, but he isn't gaining enough on Microlander right now, as the gap has increased to 12.5 seconds right now. And it looks like it's getting a little bit lighter, Jess, on the rain front. Not as heavy as we're expecting, but coming into the last 17 laps of this race, it could get drier, could get spicier. You never know. We could get some dry weather possibly down the line. But really, this fight now, the big fight we got right now is for P3.
Yeah, P3 between, I think, Jack and Lemmy, as Jack makes his way through turn 1, but stays behind at this moment in time. But for the ones braving on the intermediates, Alex doing very well in 6th place, trying to hold up these cars. I mean, this is amazing from Alex, who I believe is a debutant, so...
Yes, indeed, and is unfortunately going to lose position to Luca as he goes down the inside. Oh my word, that was close. The contact there for him and obviously Luca there. And Alex, fair play to him, he's held it. And I've got to say, this is a standout performance from Alex, I've got to say, right now, as everybody's screaming their way, trying to get the best line out of that corner. And unfortunately for Alex now, Nubidu with a great overtake there, up into P6, and now he's going to be swamped now by Luca. And now he's got Scars and Dimitri all over the back of him. And his resilience has ended, sadly. But I've got to give him props, though, Jess. To be 12 laps now on Inters in these conditions is a pretty respectable thing to say right now. And he's still giving a fight here to Scars and Dimitri right now.
Yep, he is. Scars, I think, is holding on for dear life as there's a bit of a touch again. You got to be careful, Scars. Right now, I think he's going a little bit aggressive there into the DRS straight, which obviously is disabled, of course, in these wet conditions. But I think Scars got a little bit too lucky there, as he's about 3 tenths behind Dimitri. Alex now down into P10, unfortunately. His strategy has not worked, but we got Jack. He's once again catching up to Lemmy in 3rd place, but unfortunately he can't make the move. It's just too treacherous right there. It's just, you can't see a thing.
Yeah, visibility is going to be the big issue, Jess, and still no sign of this weather clearing up a little bit. But what we are going to do is we see Alex come into the pits, Jess. Of course, he had to respect the decision now that it's too wet for him now and goes on to a set of wet tyres. But what we're going to do is, for the first time this stream, we're going to have a bit of fan immersion right now. So we're going to go on board with Dirt Chocolate, as we're going to give you the rest of the lap here of Zandvoort whilst we have a little break. And enjoy the lap chat, and let me know when we get back. Will Dirk get into the top 10? So let us know in chat as we take you now the rest of the lap of Zandvoort on board with Dirt Chocolate. So you can see Dirt there doing very nicely, keeping it clean so far, which is what he wants to do, just outside the points, Jess. And obviously, it'd be good for him to get a point. I think he's done pretty well, actually, right now. And really standing out, really, for the Twitch streamers, actually. Really impressive performance from him.
Yep, he is. Even though he's 11th, he's 1 place off the points, and he's going to have a bit of fun, to be honest. He wasn't expecting to qualify for this final, and I'm very impressed with his attitude right now, and he's had quite a lot of people to help him in this race, and you know, it's going to give him a lot of good publicity. So if you're not following him, follow Dirt Chocolate on Twitch. Twitch is in his gamer tag, so check it out.
Indeed, I'd highly recommend him. He's a great guy.
Yellow
Anyways,
flag.
we've got a yellow flag, Jess, and that's King Mash. And unfortunately, he tried to stay out as long as we did on those intermediates. He's crashed, I think, at turn 5, I think, to 5-6. No sign of a safety car yet. Of course, we have got the safety car enabled and the VSC, so it is in a dangerous spot, I must say, Jess. And I would have thought there would have been at least a VSC out for that, because it's in a very dangerous position. You can just see it there as Michael Ender drives past the stricken Williams.
Can I just say, concerning the tyres, I think Mike Verlander is making a very, very big mistake. He is obviously pushing very hard. If the weather doesn't lighten up, if it stays full wet, I think he's going to burn those wets out. I think if he's not careful, he may even have to make another pit stop. We've still got, what is that, 14 laps to go? I'm not sure he'll make it on those tyres. I think Microlander might need to pit again. So Jay might have won this race by just pacing himself. I think Micro's just going way too quick.
Definitely, that's a very valid point actually from T-Boy. You can see Jay actually slowly gaining a little bit of time already. But one thing to mention that Miss Formula One's picked up, which I've spotted as well, the rain is easing off slowly. Not quickly, but easing off. So we may see intermediates maybe coming into play at the end of the race. We did see this before in Germany in the last EP we did in 2019's game, Jess, which also brought out a few surprises in that one as well. So could we see
France
as well? So could we see a cheeky surprise maybe from a few drivers taking a massive gamble to try and move positions up in the race?
I think some people are just pushing way too hard. I think another driver we got to take into consideration is this man, Jack, who's trying to make a move past Lemmy now. And I feel like Jack is pushing way too much, a similar pace as what Microlander is doing. And I think that might compromise his run towards the end. And you'll probably see the likes of Burke and Lemmy catching up very, very soon. So do watch out for Jack, I've got to say as well. But Jay starting to lose a bit of time, but I think... someone has been told, someone's told to Microlander, you need to start saving because he's losing yeah.
Indeed, a real shame for King Mash actually. He took a risk and it didn't work, was his words in the chats, and it's a real shame he tried to do what I think he was trying to do, and he nearly did what Alex did, and it worked there. But it is getting very light now. The rain has less intensified. We've got a yellow flag out as well.
Luca.
And that's a McLaren, I believe. That's Luca, who's gone for a spinneroonie in the first sector there. So not what he wanted to do, but the green flag has been waved, so we're all back to racing. Not long left to go in this race though, Jess. We've got about 12 laps to go, or 13 laps to go, as we can see Jack now really trying to get a move on now. He's got the gap, and we see Jay come into the pits, Jess. Are we going to see intermediates, I wonder, for Jay? Is he taking a gamble here? And he is indeed, Jess. This is a big moment in this Grand Prix.
Yep, it is. It's definitely getting lighter around this circuit. I mean, the rain is moving a little bit more into a different direction at this stage, and he's not going to lose that many positions because obviously Nubidu is a little bit too further behind. And let's just watch on board with Jay to see how he copes with it. And yeah, it's definitely looking like there's still a little bit of standing water in Sector 1, but Jay's one of those drivers that he can manage any type of weather. But I think there's some sectors where he's going to be okay, some sectors he's going to struggle, and Luca is out.
He's out of the race. He's in the retiree zone, so he's in the pit lane, which is all we need to see. But the question is, what will Microlander do? He's got the gap. Obviously, he can cover Jay if he does, or would he stay out? Maybe just to be on the safe side. We've seen obviously King Mash crash out on intermediates. Is Microlander take a gamble here, or is he going to stay out? He's going to stay out for now. And just be very cautious, because if he makes one mistake, it's Jay's P1 for the reckoning right now. But Jay critically has to get past, I believe, this train of 3 cars right now of Burrick, Lemmy and Jack very quickly if he's got any chance of winning this race.
Yep, he has to. He has to, because the traffic has even a bit of a factor on this game. It's hard to pass on this game in the dirty air, in the rain, of course, but Jay is going to be under pressure, but as Burrick still gaining on Lemmy then as well, and you can see, I think Jack's again running away with it. That's the same factor we are seeing with Microlander as well, but if Jay doesn't get past, we could still see Microlander win this thing.
We could. He's got around about 32 seconds, I would say, Jay, to Microlander, but he is gaining, obviously, on this train of cars. So I think it's nearly time for the intermediates, but I think it's that at the crossover point where both sets of tyres will be quite good to be on. But one thing I would mention, Jess, Dirk is in the points now. He's up to 10th place with all those incidents around as well. He's now in a point scoring position, but he's got a big fight in his hands with Hash right on his back, and also Whitestorm lurking behind as well.
More chance for people to score points because there's only 13 runners in this race. But Phoenix in 13, he was the one that went for the gamble early on those wet tyres. He's done the same this round and went onto the intermediate tyres as well. Dirk deciding to stick it out for just a little bit longer, but if he's seen Phoenix and that go into the pits, I wonder if he's going to be doing the same. But I think he's going to be interested about what his rivals do in front of him. Alex, though, He should have probably pitted when everyone else did.
Jess, we've got some people in. Jack's in the pits.
Lemmy's
in the pits, and we're seeing an overtake here. Jay has got what he wished for right now. But Bay's going to be happy under that helmet. Up to P2 now, and now we'll go on the hunt for Michael Lander. I wonder, Jess, if Michael Lander stays out now on those tyres. He does have that gap, remember, of a pit stop there right now. Does he gamble now with 11 laps to go, stay out there on those wet tyres to the end of this race? But we've got to see if Jay's Delta now and see if that gap drops down drastically. What would you do in this scenario, Jess, if you're a Michael Lander?
I would pit. The gap is good enough to pit. I mean, just do it. I mean, you're not going to lose out on anything. So the gap, you're going to lose about 17, 18 seconds. The gap's more than that between Michael Lander and Jay. If you don't pit now, Jay's going to gain you a few seconds per lap.
Which is very crucial. And speaking of the devil, and oh my word, oh.
Wow.
Oh, Jess, big moment here. Big moment. Michael Lander's been held up by White Storm.
I was literally about to say, Jess.
Oh no, it's not. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's a little glitch there, sadly for us. Michael Lander, I believe, was in before White Storm, and that was a bit of a bad call from both Red Bull there. I was getting Daniel Ricciardo Monaco vibes right there. Oh, that was a scary moment for him.
Similar thing happened to me in Vietnam with Newbie Dew. It was not a nice fig at all. So.
Oh, chat, that scared me there. I thought for a second there, Micro's race was over for the lead right there. That would have gone there, but all alerts it's all gone through. But the gap is 12 seconds, so Michael Lander's actually gained a second since the pit stops began before Jay came in there. So Jay's got to really put there, and I think it was the right call for Michael Lander. He had to react to Jay, and it's very light rain right now. So we've only 10 to go. Could we see it get drier? That's going to be the big point right there. Alex gets another penalty, Jess.
Yeah, more penalties starting to come into effect. And it's not a big factor around this track, but when you do get penalties, it can cost you because not many people seem to be getting penalties around here. And the ones who kept it clean in the last few races may have a little bit of an advantage here at this stage. The only gap we're seeing is between Dirt, Chocolate and Hash at the moment.
It is, and they're going to be joined by Alex, actually, because Alex has just come out the pit lane on those fresh set of inters, and Hash has got a penalty, Jess, of 3 seconds, so Dirk, at the minute, is in the comfortable position of going to get a point in the final, which is, for a first time out, Jess, is pretty good for the Twitch streamer.
Yeah, and I think there's going to be a lot of Dirt Chocolate fans in the chat, so I don't know what emote to use, really, for that. Maybe get... is there a Gasly emote in your chat? Is there?
We do have a Gasly emote, sir. So why don't we get some Gasly emotes in the chat right now for good old Dirk. Dirk repping it really proud right now. He's done really well. And really happy to see right now. T-Boy unfortunately doesn't have the privileges of the Gasly emote. And yeah, he should have really... right there. So... yeah, we do, unfortunately, Blood. We do like to cause a bit of carnage and right now, and yeah, we like to cause a bit of jinxing to a few drivers right now. So you've got to love it, don't you? You've got to love a little, scary moment for some drivers right now. But you know what? There we go. Okay, my Gasly's aren't working. That's not working, I wonder. I can see it in the chat, but my app now is not showing any of the subscriber things, so that's a bit weird. But anyway, apart from that, I think Dirk would be very happy to know that Hash has just gone off Jess at turn 1, so gives Dirk a little bit of breathing space right now.
Yeah, I think it does, to be honest, and I think the Gasly emotes are probably going to help him. And if you're in Dirk's chat and also a subscriber to Ryan, help him with his Gasly emotes. Come on, just help him. Come on.
Just spam, just a little bit of a spam right now of Gasly's in the chat for Dirk as we cheer him right now. But very weird. I think Twitch is having a bit of a boo-boo, Blood, I think. So that's a bit of a shame, but good timing actually for us, I think, at the minute. So I think it is doing a bit of a boo-boo, Jess, the Twitch emote. So we can't see any emotes, sadly, apart from if you're doing it yourself. So we believe you, chat. We believe you. Right now, but we've only got less than 7 laps to go in this race, and looks like it's going to be a win here for Michael, and unless he bottles it here. But any news on the weather changing anytime soon, T-Boy? Are we going to get any dry, or is it going to stay at this to the end of the race?
It's gonna slowly dry up according to the weather forecast. It looks like the rain is gonna keep easing, but as you said, we're 7 laps from home. It's gonna make no noticeable difference. I doubt anyone will. Maybe on the final lap, someone will be able to put dries on, but it's gonna be inters till the end of the race now. But I think that Micro has just done an incredible job so far.
He has indeed, for sure, and only 7 to go. Gap's
6
13.
now.
7.
6.
It's 7.
I'm gonna fight you on this.
It's 7, my man. Jay, though, been a pretty good performance from him. Obviously, took the gamble, didn't really pay off for him earlier on. Right now, and Jack, I've got to say, we've been very quiet about him, Jess, all race in the Racing Point, living up to their expectations after what we saw today in Turkey on those tyres, and looking pretty strong to get on the podium for the very first time.
Jack was practicing. He was not sure about what tracks it was going to be, and he was a bit worried. And there was some questionable moves in some of the leads, but he's learned from it, and he's doing absolutely fantastic, keeping it very, very clean throughout. And an improved driver, I've got to say, definitely one of the contenders for driver of the day. And speaking of driver of the day, can we get a poll up?
We can try and get a poll up if Mark is around, lurking in the chat. If we can get a poll up for driver of the day. I've got a few contenders in mind, actually, I've got to say. We know, obviously, if I say one driver, everyone's going to vote for him, which will be Dirk. But I want to try and be realistic here and go for someone who I think has done pretty well. What we're going to do, actually, is bring up any positions gained from this one. You can see there, the biggest movers right now. Jack with 11 positions, tied with Dimitri right now. And Jay up 7 positions as well. So lots of people have got a good contention, Jess, for driver of the day, I would say.
And Dimitri as well. Dimitri's gained 11, so Dimitri having a good race as well. But I think the losers there who are still out, White Storm, Scars, Noobidoo and Burick, they're all dropped positions. But everybody else has either kept their positions or gained, which is really great to see.
Yes, a question in the chat from X Primero, who's just joined us for the first time. This is a cool event. We appreciate your comment, mate. Appreciate it. Is it a league? No, it's not. It's not a league. It's a community event where we just have 1 every 2 weeks or 3 weeks. We do a community event with views in the chat right now. So you can join us if you want for the next event by joining into our Discord server, and you'll be able to join us for the future EPrix events. And it's a bit of fun, really. We're 3 races with a final like this, and it's a good way to get everybody involved and have a bit of fun right now. And T-Boy Kravitz has put up a very nice poll for us in the chat for driver of the day, and your choices are Microlander, Jack, Jay, and Dimitri, which is very interesting.
So sorry, Dirk fans. Sorry, Dirk fans.
But don't worry, we have our, right there. So I would say if we can get the vote to carry on to the end of the race, we've got a clear winner at the minute. I can clearly see in the chat, but we'll keep it going. You never know right now. But Dirk is the real winner of my heart. I have to agree with you. I think Dirk has done a stunning job, I've got to say. Not a guy who we expected in the final, really, with the competitors we had right now. We've got a raid as well from Valley Plays as well. And it's Primero from Veloce. Jess, a long-time person right there. I remember that name very well. But it'll be good to see you.
He was a rallycross driver. He was a rallycross driver, so in esports.
Mark is a winner in my heart. Yeah, I have to agree as well. Right there. Indeed, Mark. To bottle, indeed. Right there. But the driver of the day vote is still up if you want to get involved. Make sure you do, because we'll announce the winner at the end of the race, of course, if we get there. But we won't say who our commentator's driver of the day is until the end of the stream, of course. But Mike Lander on his way then. Still heavy rain, Jess. It looks like it's going to stay like this for the remainder of the race. And any close battles is still Lemmy versus Burick for P4 right now. It's still been going on. We see Alex overtake for 8th place ahead of Scars.
Yeah, but both of these guys having a great comeback, of course, and the ones who've actually qualified into this final, then they should all be given a job well done. Even if they may have not had a good finish, fair play to him. Phoenix has got nothing to lose. He's going into the pit lane. And what tyres is he going on to? It is, I need to have a look. Enters again. So did he get oh, he got damage. What a shame.
Yeah, it's a shame that is for him right there. But we've got some information on Mark. He was too eager on the throttle right now because he was close to qualifying and he bowled it into the wall. So a bit of a oopsie there for him right there. But we forgot to mention, Jess, about a raid we're going to be doing tonight. Of course, with any community event we do, we like to raid a fellow F1 community member on Twitch. And I've got someone in mind already, Jess, who I think is doing a 24-hour charity stream on F1, which is really good to see, and we'll reveal who that is very shortly. And great way to spend 24 hours just playing on the Codemasters game. And it looks like it's actually stopped raining, Jess.
It has stopped raining, yes. It's stopped raining very quickly, but the standing water is going to be for some time to come. So maybe it's too late for the dry tyres, I think. So I think Inter is going to be the best call until the end of the race. What do you think, T-Boy?
Yeah, I think Inters are lost my button. I think Inters are going to be the best. If someone wants to go on dries and just sort of pray that maybe on lap 36 it's dry enough to get a fastest lap point, but I think that it's going to be Inters till the end now.
I think we've got some news, Jess. I think Dirk has got damage a little bit. My theory was correct, actually. He's got some damage on his right-hand side right now, on the right end plate. You can just see it there on the screen right there. So that's going to cause him some issues maybe at the end of the race here. And we could see Whitestone maybe come down a little bit. But this battle for P4 has been going on since, what, the safety car restart, Jess. And it's been a cracking one to watch with only 3 to go. I don't know who's going to come out on top here.
I don't know either. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. And I've got to say, this is going to be intense for the ones in the midfield battle to try and gain some good points, as they're going to be the forces to be reckoned with in the next round of the EPrix series, which sign-ups will be open soon, by the way. If you do exclamation mark EPrix, we're changing it up a bit. Make sure you go on our Discord, because if you're not in our Discord, you won't be able to sign up, of course. So it is very quick and easy. Make sure you do that, and you get to chat to us as well. 2 for the price of 1.
Indeed, and it's been a good Brook event, actually. Apart from the issues we had at Monza, it's been a very flawless event, I have to say, which has been really good. It's been highly successful. It has drifted off a little bit, obviously, but of course that happens after 3+ hours of racing, of course, and we will try and maybe make it a bit more simplified, a little bit more, just to keep it in there. As we see somebody hit the wall there, and I think that was a Renault, of course, and not what you want to see, of course. Phoenix not having the best of days in there, but Dirk really doing really well at the minute. Right now, still in 10th place, and you can see that Whitestone, Jess, is catching him very quickly now. Just shy of 7 seconds now between the two of them.
Yeah, Whitestorm is trying to get that last point. I mean, this is going to be tough, isn't it? And Dirk as well, he is absolutely pushing. And don't forget, penalties can come into full force as well. And yeah, it looks like it's too late for the slick tyres. So they just got to live with it, of course, as well. And I've just noticed, actually, with the intervals, everyone in the top 9 is on the leading lap. Everybody else has been lapped. Pointing it out there.
That's crazy. On to the final lap then of the race for our race leader, Michael Lander, as he heads into turn 1 right now. And it's just been a pretty dominant race for him from start to finish. Lost the lead briefly, but has just drove absolutely amazingly well right now. No issues for him at all during this Grand Prix right there. But we're going to go back to him near the end of the lap. But this battle still going on, Jess, for P4 between Lemmy and Burrick. Have you got any bets on who's going to win this one for 4th place right now?
Oh, I'm going to say, if I get my interval gap again, I'm going to say, I think Burke's going to get it. I think Burke has more pace at the moment. And I was right, because he binned it.
You were right with the hits there. And actually, Jess, the DRS has been enabled right for the final lap of this race. So I think some people, we see Hash on the soft tyre. He's going to try and go for fastest lap, but he's not going to get enough time, is he? I think he's left it too late there.
Yeah, I think he has as well. I think he has, but I've got to say, the standout driver of today has been Michael Lander. He's won his group race, and he's doing well here as well. And we got a yellow flag in set to 1, and that's probably someone going.
Sorry, Jess, to cut you off there. Here he comes then, Michael Lander across the line to win the first ever EPrix Invitational event here in Zandvoort, and it's just a standout performance from him. He wins at Zandvoort with a 16-second lead over Jay, who I've got to say, it's a pretty good performance from him as well. He's going to be happy with 2nd place as well, as he crosses the line right there as well. But the battle right now is still intensifying. I think actually we could say we can say Burrick's safe in P4, but Jack has been the stand-up performance for me, in my opinion, up to 3rd place. One of the highest gainers in this race, Jess, as well. He could be a contender for driver of the day today. Right now, as he crosses the line, 11 positions gained for him. Impressive stuff from the racing point right there, with Burrick coming across the line in P4. And Dimitri and Nubidu are fighting this out to the last moments of this Grand Prix. And it's going to be Burrick who just gets ahead of Nubidu into P5. A shame for Lemmy there at the end there. But Dimitri crosses the line in 5th place, and Nubidu will cross in P6 right now. And we'll just wait for everybody else to cross the line right now. Dirk crosses the line in 10th place, just lapped down already, which is very important for him to get his first points of the series, Jess. And that's a great start for him in his debut, as you see Lemmy hit the wall there and lose his front wing.
Oh, well, but at least Lemmy still gave it his all today in 7th place. So well done to him as well. And Scar's going to be the last person to cross the line.
Indeed, and what an event this has been, Jess, as well, I've got to say right now. Unfortunately, Jay, we are unfortunately out of time for interviews because we are a little bit behind on schedule. Jess has to go to a race. She's racing it, and I've got to do sort something out with the missus, actually. So
I've got a league race around Austria, actually. So
she's got a league race in Austria, so she's not done with racing tonight, says good old Jess. So hopefully we'll give her the best of luck tonight in the league race she's got in literally 15 minutes or so. So if everybody right now can give some love to Jess right now and give her her best wishes.
I am streaming. I am streaming my league race. So
Good luck, Jess.
And there you go. Jess has got a plug there as well for the broadcast. So you can give us some love right now, chat. You can always give us some love. Indeed. So, Jess, for the final time before we let you go, could you take us through the final classifications of tonight's EPrix final at Zandvoort?
Oh, certainly, Ryan. And it is Micro that wins from 14 seconds. Then we got Jay in 2nd, Jack in 3rd, 14th to 3rd. That's incredible. Burrick in 4th, stayed position. That's great to see. Dimitri 18th to 5th. Also another great performance. Nubidu 6th, Lemmy 7th, Alex 8th, Scars 9th, Dirt Chocolate 10th. Then we got Phoenix, White Storm and Hash. And unfortunately, your retirements, but a massive shout out to you guys for qualifying anyway. It's Luca, King Mash, Enaz and Kai Bacchini. And wow, what a race. I really enjoyed that. Indeed. And I can announce, chat, the Twitch driver of the day, powered by a Bruzy, has gone to Microlander, which I don't blame you, actually, with 72% of the votes, which is pretty impressive. So fair play. Jay came home in 2nd with 16%, and then Dimitri and Jack getting their respectable 8 and 4% right there. But that has been the EPrix, Jess, and it's been an absolute banging race, I've got to say, all throughout the 4 races tonight. 4 races tonight, actually. It's been a great event tonight. Yeah, and make sure you keep an eye on sign-ups, of course, if you're liking the sound of what we're doing, because, you know, we've had unpredictability, not people knowing about the tracks, and I can't wait for the next few rounds already, because it just allows for a bit more fun, I think, and a little less sweat, and it's really separated the good people, really, so really great to see. Well done to everybody today. Indeed, and just want to quickly say, chat, we're going to be back tomorrow for open lobbies after the Turkish Grand Prix. So if you're on Discord, make sure to get your pings ready, because I will be pinging all of you for an open lobby after the Grand Prix. So it'll be around about 2 o'clock, I would say, as well. Kate, I'm really glad that you enjoyed the format. I hope to see you very soon on the lobbies again. I know I think you're one of Dirk's chats people, one of Dirk's viewers, actually. So if you haven't followed, make sure you do, and you want to get involved maybe in the EPs going forward as well. So Jess, I want to say a massive thank you to you. I won't keep you long, because I know you've got to practice. So all the best for you in your league race in a minute. So best of luck to you. T-Boy, thank you for being Kravitz again, and apologies for the microphone issues we've had. I won't hold it against you. It's absolutely fine. But tonight, chat, for our raid... And also special shout out to the guest commentator who filled in for me whilst I was racing as well. Kai Bacchini as well. So I know Kai is in Dirk's stream. So Kai, thank you, mate. I do appreciate you joining us last minute. So for tonight's raid, chat, it's a special one, because this person is streaming 24 hours of F1. It's Mr. 99. I want you to go to his chat, give him a follow, and say Ryan Raid in the chat. So go to his channel. He's doing a charity stream. Please give him some, what's the word I'm looking for? Promotion.
and help him out, chat, because he's doing a big event for charity, which I always want to do, which I can say 24-hour stream charity confirmed for me in the future, just saying. But for myself, chat, we won't keep you delayed. Have a lovely night, everybody. Thank you all for coming. We'll see you tomorrow. Jess and T-Boy, thank you again as always. And we'll see you guys next time for the next EPrix event. But until tomorrow, have a lovely night, everybody. And stay safe as well. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And my thing's not working. Sorry, chat. I'm going to have to pretend here. It's the EPrix race, powered by Brucey. Fuck. Okay, shut now, Mark. Gone.
Oh god, that was really funny. Jesus.
Of course you would. Just Denmark intensifies.
Yup.
I hate you so much.
Moved you back and forth.
I noticed.
That was crazy, I know, but yeah.
That was a long 3 hours, folks.
That was a long stream, guys.
Yup.
Yeah,
Fucking
oh.
hell.